All right, so we don't have inspiration to hand out as a sort of carrot for the um, recap stick, but I'd just like to invoke the social contract. Like, can you guys just do it anyway? Um,
For sure. Golly, what did happen last time?
actually, this would be a good thing because some of you guys did individual stuff. So go ahead and recap your individual stuff, and then we'll recap
hmm
the actual score.
Sure. We were all kind of hanging out around Coleridge, and I had walked a little bit. Anatoly, that is. Had walked a little bit out, smoking, looking at people, kind of just people watching and taking in the sights of. Oh, what's the city called? Duskfall?
Duskwall are
Okay.
other impolite names.
Yeah.
On the top left of the
when
map, by the way, it gives you the other names of Duskwall.
Also known as Duskwall and Northhook. Okay. One day we'll find out why Northhook. But Steiner, an assassin friend, came up to me and gave me a contract. Basically, he was looking for somebody. Oh, what was his name? Cole
Cotter Swain.
Cotter Swain. Yeah, I knew it was C. Swain. He'd been hanging out in the Crow's Foot territory somewhere, but he hadn't been able to find him, and we were to find him and just send the information back to Steiner about where he was holed up so that he could complete his contract. And he gave me a gift to as a show of trust, I think, a show of faith.
A gift
And it
worth
was
one coin.
a gift worth 1 coin, yeah. And I walked back to the boxcars to tell them of our contract, but there were other people with other problems going on.
And the next in the other problem line, I believe, was Nikolai. So, Nikolai, what happened to you?
Yeah, Nikolai was actually also out for a stroll and ran into a colleague while munching on some happy little treats. And ran into his friend, who is for one of a better way, a doctor, a physicer, who was being hassled by the lamplighters and their preferred physicer in the Crow's Foot area, and they were trying to run him out, and he wanted some help, either getting rid of that physicer or at least getting him to lay off. So he agreed to help him out.
After stealing a couple handfuls of beetles after you offered him one.
Yes.
That short, fat fuck.
Yeah, never offer if you're not willing to share, right?
Such is the way of things. Alright, and I believe after that it was Arvis. What happened to Arvis?
Well, much like everybody else, Arvis was out for an evening stroll around the docks, and he ran into Darmit, the Bluecoat, where he found out that Frake, the locksmith, had basically paid to put a bounty on Arvis. So he's under scrutiny, so to speak, because with the exception of Darmit, everyone's looking for me.
Yes, Frake dropped a bag full of money on the freaking local sergeant's desk and went, get him.
Pretty much. So he's sticking closer to the group and not being quite as careless as he normally is.
And that leaves Trav. What happened to Trav at the beginning of last session?
Well, while everyone else was out strolling, I was relaxing in a bathhouse, minding my own business, enjoying the pleasures of comfort. when visited by an old acquaintance, Neric, who basically told me that somebody wants me dead, which is not a surprise, but I guess somebody that really wants me dead for some reason that I have no idea why. Usually I know the
Who wa-
reason.
Who was it that come and told you though?
Neric, prostitute lady. Yeah,
She's like, "You're
so
mine to kill." Yeah.
yeah,
She's like, this blood
basically.
belongs to me, and then kissed you, and then the kiss never
Now I
washed
have a
away.
forever tattoo. I have a forever
I
on
hope
my
so.
hand.
Generally, how tattoos are
Yeah,
supposed to go. Yeah.
I guess that's true. Not temporary. Washed
Sad
off with water.
laser removal doesn't exist yet, so you have to get rid of tattoos the old-fashioned way.
Just cut it off. Scars. Yeah. Told me that, and just left me there to dwell and sit on that information. No idea who, no idea when. Just somebody wants to kill me.
Good old-fashioned imminent doom. All
I
right.
have a little bit of comfort though, because knowing that she wants to kill me and doesn't want others to kill me, I'm hoping I have kind of this like creepy guardian angel in a sense.
Yeah. Well, that's also a good point to bring up the nature of rivals. They don't necessarily, like, they could work with you. Like, they can actually offer you jobs. Um, they're just a rival per se. They don't necessarily want you dead. Just Nyrix herself is a little, your blood belongs to me.
Yeah.
Very strange for a prostitute.
I left a mark. She left hers.
All right, and I believe we all made our way back to the rail car, which we did take quarters with. We swapped out some stuff and we took quarters. So now it went from a single rail car to a big double decker motherfucker that has like living quarters up top. It's like those old like really fancy Victorian rail cars that have like the really like gaudy interiors. Like I don't know about you guys. I'm kind of just imagining that, but gone to seed, you know.
Yeah.
Okay, so what happened when we all made it back to the rail cars?
We kind of all gathered, kind of all set our information. So, oh, this is happening. Oh, this is happening. Oh, this is happening. Oh, this is happening. Kind of discussed the state of things. Looked at the timelines of like what's up. I'm not sure if you can hear my daughter in the background, but she certainly is loud for me.
Hi,
Hold on a
little
second.
Ross.
Yeah, I imagine
That's all on recording now.
One of these
I imagine
days
we did a fair amount of patching ourselves up. I think there was some injuries and some wounds.
Oh, I meant like in the recap, like because you guys all kind of walked back to the rail car, and that's when you discussed.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah.
started to plan our
Yeah.
heist.
Next move.
Now we
Next
wanted
move.
to find Stitch.
Yes.
Stitch.
Kind of focused in on that being the most.
The lowest hanging fruit, I guess.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, the easiest task to complete.
The one that was at least most imminent. There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, I can say words sometimes. And so we started the score. We moved over to Crowsfoot territory. Always going to piss off the lamplighters. But we also realized that the blue coat, was it the blue coats?
Blue coats were after us, yeah.
The blue coats were after. They were looking for
Hello.
Arvis. They were
Arvis.
looking for Echo. Lamp Blacks, sorry. My bad. I always think of
Lampius.
the kids from Fallout 3.
I kept wanting to call them blackguards, man, so I'm right there with you.
Yeah, like lamplighters. But the bluecoats were after Arvis, and so we had to find and we had to find. We did pretty good actually infiltrating, so it wasn't too bad infiltrating and finding Stitch. But then when the real action began, which our plan involved scanning the exits and just busting down the door and going at it. That's when things really started heating up. There was quite a few lamp blacks there.
More
I know
than
Nikolai.
expected.
Nikolai kind of was in a bull in a china shop, and
And I was the China.
you were actually. And Stitch, when he realized things weren't going as easily as he thought that they would go, he tried to escape, and Echo chased after him.
Yeah, like a secret tunnel.
Through a secret tunnel, yes.
Yeah.
And you sent your crow
I had
after to help.
my ghost raven, my ghost crow, after to identify where he was and basically just follow, be an annoying ghost, ghosty boy. Things were getting a little dicey, and then Nikolai got drugged by Drav with what was the stuff called?
Trance powder?
Trance powder, yeah. And was getting
Which
pretty
calmed him
woozy
down.
there. So tried to apply the reverse, and it definitely worked a little too well.
It was like an uncontrollable rage essence, yeah.
Yeah. I just made Nikolai absolutely the beast that he is.
Like, I'm just gonna interject because my entire mental image when that was happening was just the poison scene from like Emperor's New Groove when it's a skull that he flips it up and it's a llama. It was just like that, but a more serious version.
Hell yeah.
Like rock potion.
And you led Nikolai out.
Yeah.
And
Arvis
he
managed to
followed
catch
you.
Stitch. And then Anatoly was the one who was kind of like, okay, mission complete, let's get out. Oh, God. And gets kind of picked up and carried out by Nikolai into the streets.
I also love the moment Arvis is like chasing the guy and he jumps over the counter, then just falls into the trap door and lands on his back. Like, ooh, that was bad.
Oh, yeah.
And then then he drank the stealth potion. I can't remember offhand what it's called, but
Oh yeah. The stuff that makes you like silent.
everything within
Silent.
10 paces is just soundless. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Drav or TikTok had hidden himself, faked his death or something, and hidden himself under something? I can't remember what.
I had a body fall on me, and I was
Ah.
pretending to be dead because I was afraid Nikolai was just gonna pummel me. But then you
Mhm.
distracted him, and I tried going out the back, but it was too late, and a hand was on my shoulder.
The Bluecoats have found you.
I
Not
did
Arvis,
not
though.
beat the timer.
Which is who they wanted.
And then there was that lovely moment when like Stitch like opens up the fucking door because I think it was like a beetle shop and we joked that was a candy beetle shop. And it was like, I've made it because all this chaos was on the streets once Anatoly started firing his guns. And then it was just like that moment where you just see fucking Echo's hands reach out and just snatch him back like, no, get back here. And I think that's where we left off with all chaos in the streets, you guys making a getaway, save for Drav, who felt the heavy hand of a blue coat grab his collar.
Ugh. It was nice knowing you guys.
Okay, so
You're fine, you're not their target.
we're just gonna kind of pick up, not exactly right when we left off, but pretty close to it. So in the mean streets of Duskfall, in the crossroads of Crowsfoot, you have met up in all this chaos. You've made your way free of the crowds. You're a few streets away. I presume you guys would have a meetup point, you professionals, after all. Should, things get hectic, which they did. And we'll just start there. Arvis, you have a tied up and gagged little weasel of a man that you presume to be Stitch. Stitch is he's like 5.5 foot tall, mostly skin and bones. Looks like he's about to just die of malnutrition at any moment, with a pinched face and a weaselly, frightened expression. And yeah, go ahead and take it away. You'll notice pretty quickly that Drav's not there, though.
Oh, where is Drav? Did he not make it?
I don't know. I get drugged and I don't know. I lose him.
Yeah. I thought your voices were food, not drugs.
I didn't take on purpose.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's
the
right.
little one. I hit him and powder flies in my face, and I don't know. Things get weird after that, and it was chaos. I'm
Well,
not sure.
chaos you mostly caused, but everything's good. Is Arvis with us now?
Yes, you're all together. Everybody but Drav.
With Stitch?
Yes.
Is Stitch in tow then? Okay.
Manacled and bound and gagged.
Good job, Echo. Just like the old days.
Looks like I still got it. Speaking of which, Nikolai, you want to hang on to this guy? Don't want him slipping out of our fingers.
Yeah, sure.
What are we supposed to do with him?
Well, we need to get him somewhere quiet so we can question him.
Ah,
What do we do with you, huh? And he'll kind of shake him a little bit.
question him over what?
I don't know, eh?
Well,
We really just want him to behave himself.
well, don't you want to know why he was trying to, bully your friend?
Real quick, as conversation is happening, you hear just the loud cawing of a crow. Not the familiar ghostly caw of Trace's crow, but the loud, deafening boom of a far too large crow that you can see flying overhead, circling.
Oh shit.
You know this to be a Death Seeker crow.
Is it circling right above us or right above the shop where we killed a bunch of people?
It looks like it's homing in on the shop.
Okay.
Where at least one person, because there was a very wounded Lampblack, he was kind of on the operating table, and you did shoot him.
Yep, sure did. Okay, we should get the fuck out of here. What the fuck to do about Drav? TikTok.
I don't know. Maybe we dump this, and he'll sort of gesture with our captive. And maybe we dump him at Sawtooth, huh? Leave him there.
Works for
Yeah.
me.
We have a contact with the Bluecoats, right? Oh, what was his name again?
Well,
Yeah.
kind of. You're talking about Darmid, right?
Yeah. I think so. Hold on.
Conway is our contact.
Conway.
Yes.
Thank you. Conway, yeah.
Just out of character, Conway is a gang contact, while Darmot is your personal contact.
Got it.
Yeah.
Thank you for the clear up.
So you technically have two.
For having two different contacts within the Bluecoats, they sure hate us.
Well,
That's probably
unfortunately,
why.
I made some enemies, so you know.
Yeah.
Hmm. Good job.
Yeah,
Okay.
let's get this one off the street.
And then we talked to
Alright.
Conway.
Yeah.
Sounds
See
good to
if
me.
he can expedite the captivity of TikTok.
Well, if
Hopefully
not,
he's
maybe
not
we
too
can.
roughed up.
Maybe we can also get him to get dropped off in transition.
Conway knows Coin. Coin is my Ghost Raven's name, by the way. Maybe I could
Speaking
send a
of which,
message.
do we know why the Bluecoats are after you?
Do you guys remember Frake, the locksmith?
No.
Is he the
Well-
guy with the cloudy eye or the bad foot?
You know, now
Well,
that you mention it, I don't recall. But
Fish. Troop.
I, may or may not have pissed him off substantially by breaking a few of his locks that were quote unquote uncrackable.
Your mind
Oh.
goes back to perhaps the incident involved. Frake standing on a stage in the middle of Whitehall of all places, advertising his unbreakable high security locks, asking for anybody in the crowd to come and pick it. And then this piece of shit, fucking Arvis Slane, walks up all cocksure and then publicly in front of the wealthiest crowd that Frake could ask for to sell his security to, dissembles it publicly, embarrassing the man, winning the coin that he had bet against the crowd, and ruining Frake's reputation amongst the highest echelon of Duskfall society.
So, needless to say, he put a pretty hefty bounty on the sergeant's desk to pick me up.
Well, I don't know. It kind of makes sense, huh? You play with his livelihood.
Don't challenge
yeah.
me.
Also got paid.
It was a simple challenge. He lost, and now he's being a rather poor sport about it.
Indeed. Well,
Yes.
if you can't
Public
accept disgrace and
challenge, yeah.
defeat,
A public challenge like that was asking for trouble.
Exactly.
he's not going to go far in business if he is so petty.
Plus, isn't there an old saying, something about knowing your audience? You should be aware of who's in your audience as well.
Right. I'm guessing he figures, upscale rich people, nobody knows, lock picking. Not in this crowd. He makes a mistake. But, I mean, that's his mistake, not yours, huh? You should not
Well,
have to pay.
Apparently it was both of our mistakes, because he lost his reputation and now I'm wanted again.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe there's some sort of, compromise we can reach, huh?
As this is
Make it
happening,
up to him?
oh sorry. As this is happening, you just hear like as the struggling fucking physiker at your feet is just desperately trying to get away, wiggling like a worm.
Oh, that's right. Let's get rid of this guy.
Yes.
Drop him off.
Right.
Sawtooth, right?
Yes.
Not too far away.
Actually, it's like on the same block or something, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just down the street, I thought.
It's not far. It's pretty much right next. Like the area Miser's Row is pretty much next door to your turf. You are,
Yes.
in point of fact, you're kind of surrounded by lamp-black turf.
Mm-hmm.
Stuck in this corner as you are. It's not
Yeah, maybe-
far to get to the safety of your own territory.
Oh. You know what? I don't think I have used any of my what do you call it? Equipment or gear or anything?
Just, no, I don't really think you did. You used a
So
door.
Yeah. So if I use subterfuge supplies, could I have like a big sack or a rug, like a big carpet that I'll wrap him up in to hide him?
We're going cartel on this one.
Yeah, like the Oriental rug, like a wrap it up like I'm carrying it.
We don't even really have to go that far. Arvis has a piece of equipment called a fine shadow cloak.
Ooh.
So you could literally just cover him in a cloak.
Oh, nice. That sounds good. Then I will walk my friend who's had too much to drink to the nearest physiker.
So you're like low-key just frog marching this motherfucker. Every time he tries to like move or like make a run for it, you just grab him behind. It's like,
Yeah.
nope, nope. And he does
If
try
he-
to get
if he-
away a couple times.
Yeah, when he gets unruly, Nikolai will just give him a real hard squeeze.
So you walk through the chaos of Duskfall, Crow's Foot, making your way through the winding streets that are more like tunnels, really, than streets. So tall and looming are the buildings, and so much do they jettison over the street. It really is. Well, you can't really see much of the sky in certain aspects of this place. Soon you find your way back to your old haunting grounds, which is not Miser's Row. You're in a place called the Devil's Furnace, which is a lot of the factories, fisheries, the more industrial side of this district. There's no action roll for this. You're just going to make it back. And you find yourself in a back alley surrounded by barrels stinking of fish heads and entrails, covered in slime and lichen. Outside the back of an old butcher shop, the butcher shop sign having been taken down and replaced with a simple sign simply with a hammer, a saw, and a bandage that you know to be Sawtooth's refuge within your little hunting grounds.
Nice. Sawtooth is my friend, but sometimes I think he should have left the sign up for the butcher.
As you enter, you'll find it empty. Sawtooth, still bloody apron, bloody butcher gear on, is polishing a particularly nasty looking hook blade. Far too large to be used for any surgical practice. And he kind of eyes light up and he kind of gets real excited when Nikolai walks through. Nikolai, you big fucker! Come in, come in! Oh, you brought friends! Oh, you brought friends, he says, eyes.
Oh yes, we come with a present. I
Ah!
guess not a present, a package, right? Huh?
Ah, you give me such beautiful gifts. Come in, come in. Close the door behind you, gentlemen. Come.
Ah, yes.
I haven't seen all of you. But hi, my name's Sawtooth. I am a friend of Nikolai and now a friend of yours, the 66er's.
Oh yes.
He just kind of...
Where should I put this?
No, just take the cloak off and throw him on the ground. Anywhere. I'll handle the rest.
Here you go, friend. You look tired. Maybe you will feel better on this table. And I'll pick him up and put him on the table. Your cloak.
What happens
yes.
between physicers stay between physicers, eh?
Hey, man, I am only paid to bring him here. I don't...
Yeah.
It's not my problem.
Don't worry, lads. After today, I'll be the only physiker in this part of town. He kind of looks. He kind of looks at fucking Stitch like a fucking starving dog looks at a fucking plump, juicy rat that's just on his table, covered in bloodstains. The table, and perhaps soon to be the physiker.
Time to pull out the stitches, eh?
Ah, I like that. You've got a good sense of humor. Yes, we're going to unstitch the Stitcher. Oh, that reminds me. You don't work for free. And he kind of waddles, because this is this man's short. He's like barely over 5 foot, and he's very, very portly. So he kind of waddles over to a chest of drawers and pulls out a heavy iron lockbox, which he opens with a key. Arvis, there's a part of you that's just like, that lock would be so fucking easy to pick. Because it's a very simple, just 3-prong, like, old iron key, and with a click he opens it up, and it's just full of Imperial silver. Your payment, as promised, and any wounds you gentlemen receive in the future, just come to Old Sawtooth, and I'll fix you right up. But, he looks at all of you, you don't look like you had any.
Well, one of our friends got wounded, but he also got apprehended.
Yeah, he gets pinched.
Yeah, we may yet have a visit. A man named TikTok.
Oh, yes, well, when he comes back, bring him to me, I will fix him right up.
Outstanding.
He hands over the lockbox of silver, which is 1 coin for each of you. Drav's cut is in there as well. So that'll be 4 coin total.
Sweet.
Where do we record that?
On your character sheet. So we'll go over coin real quick. So on your character sheet, you'll see the coin. Now, you can only really hold 4 coin on your person. Everything else usually gets stashed. I'll go over stash real quick. Stash is kind of your goal. Like, if this game had a mechanical, like, goal, you want to get as much coin into your stash as you can before your character becomes essentially unplayable, retires. That determines your lifestyle. You notice how there's 40 boxes, and there's a big highlighted box at the very end of each row. Do we all see this?
Yep.
Yes.
So, whenever you put a coin in, you put it 1 for 1, and when you tick that final box, your lifestyle goes up. Now, lifestyle just means you're living a little better. Like, stash kind of represents investments, purchases you've made. So putting coin into your stash is 1 for 1, but if you need to take coin out of your stash, you have to take out 2 to get 1 coin. And that represents you selling off your investments to quickly gather funds. When you bribe someone, you don't necessarily need to use coin. You can make a lifestyle roll to just see if you have the money to bribe a person or just kind of throw money around. Right now, your lifestyle is 0. If your characters were to retire right now, you would spend the rest of your life essentially as a homeless wretch scraping by. In an ideal world, if you want to retire comfortably and live like a high society kind of life, you need to get 40 coin in that motherfucker as fast as you can. And that is your sort of mechanical end goal outside of any fictional or narrative end goal that you would set for yourself, or I would aid you in setting via rivals and allies. Okay, just had to go over that real quick, sorry. You have 2 coin, Anatoly, because you got 1 coin from Steiner.
Oh, okay.
And also, real quick, when we do downtime, you get 2 downtime actions. 1 if you're at war, which we're not yet, but we might be after this, we'll see. But you can spend a coin to take another downtime action. So you can throw money around for downtime action.
Can spend a coin as a downtime action and like do things like upgrade stuff and
like if you're like, hey man, I really need to have another physical roll, but I'm out of downtime actions, you could just throw a coin and be like, I'm gonna do another recovery action, or I'm gonna work on a project, or any of the other various downtime stuff.
Okay.
Okay. So you coin in hand, Sawtooth is now sharpening his instruments as he manacles Stitcher to the table. He's not going to be dead, my friends, but he won't be a physical after today. And if you don't leave immediately, you'll stick around to watch him expertly start breaking fingers.
No, his time is time. We got our pay, we are good. Now we should go talk to some certain blue coats, eh?
Yes, yes.
Sounds good to me.
See about our friend.
As this happens, we cut to Drav. Drav, are you able to talk right now?
Yes, I am.
In a dingy basement room at the Bluecoats precinct,
Oh, I gotta take it back. Dang it.
manacled to a armless chair, hands behind your back, sitting on this armless chair. The door behind you, no door in front of you. We just watch as Drav is interrogated by the Bluecoats. And by interrogation, one Bluecoat is asking for information on the 66ers and Arvis, while the other one beats you relentlessly every time you fail to answer in a way that they deem satisfactory. So I need to ask you, TikTok. Is TikTok the kind of person that would talk?
He would have a breaking point, but he would try not to. As long as he could.
So he would certainly try.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask one more time. Where is Arvis slain? Slam. Fist right into your gut. Causing you to fall over in the chair, you in the chair to fall over, only to be meatily picked up and placed back upright once again. One of the Bluecoats who's punching you is a big, brutish gorilla of a man who kind of looks like he's kept around for only this reason, while the person asking the questions is just a tall, skinny gentleman who seems to be, well, more of a brain to the other man's brawn. We know you know him. Just talk. Make this easier on self.
I most definitely know who you're talking about. But I cannot tell you where he is because I do not know.
We know he's part of your gang. Slam. We know you're a known associate. Kick in the shin. You can save yourself a lot of pain by just telling us where your hideout is. Where we can find him.
I don't know what you mean about hideout, my friend. I may know the man. Doesn't mean I know where he is. As I spit out some blood.
Just spit out some blood. The whole room is covered in old bloodstains and other markings of this room's intended use. The questioning goes on for some time. To keep this honest, please roll your resolve.
Where is that?
It is the actual attribute below which is attune, command, concert, and sway. You have a pretty high resolve. It's actually your highest attribute. But if you just click on
Oh, the resolve is top.
yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
You don't talk, but you do take one stress.
Great.
Tick tock, the stress clock is getting higher.
Yeah.
The beatings continue for some time. The questions repeat, but in different wording every single time, as if trying to catch you in a slip, a misspoken word, anything that they can use to track down their chosen prey, Echo. But this isn't your first beating. This isn't your first interrogation by Bluecoat or otherwise. And you have the will to see it through. And after a few hours, bloodied and bruised, the Bluecoats leave you alone in this room to stew on your situation, to suffer the ache of your wounds. As the rest of your gang makes their way back to the safety of the 66th rail cart that they call home, the door creaks open behind you once again, though you cannot see who enters. It is not the heavy-handed open and slam that you're used to from people coming in. It's a soft, sort of gentle whisper of the door opening, and then soft footsteps approaching behind you. A hand lightly touches your shoulder, squeezes it gently, while another hand runs through your hair. A voice whispers in your ear, "What have they done to you, my dear? These brutes. Ugh, they've ruined you." Walking around to look at you, dressed in a black evening gown with a very large coat, is your old friend Nirix.
Mhm. Have you come to finish me off?
What kind of hunter would I be, my dear, if I were to so desperately ply my trade on a captured subject? No, I am not that kind of hunter. She walks forward where she's kind of looming over you before deciding to sit side saddle on your lap, you having the only chair in the room, and then places her arms around your neck in a sort of friendly embrace, would be a good way to say it. But you're looking swollen eyes into her own light blue ones. She's a pretty enough woman, as you remember, covered in tattoos from the neck down, wearing more than a towel this time. And she
Unfortunate.
smiles. And she smiles that shark-like smile. I told you that this belonged to me, and you spill it so freely for others. She kind of runs a long claw over your various bruises.
And I just wince with pain for every touch.
My dear Drav, why did you have to play your trade on my name? Did you not think I would take that personally, my dear? That I would not act?
I had enough confidence in myself, and I knew you wouldn't deal with that shit.
Her smile grows just a little too wide, almost unnaturally so. You must know it is very rude to do what you did. To trade favors with me unknowingly. I have a reputation to protect. I cannot have every ruffian, every disgraced nobody promising my time to every brutish thug. It dilutes my name, and I cannot have that. So do me a favor, Trav, will you? Just one little old favor for me. Don't
What's that?
fucking do that again. Use my name for me, not your friends, not your enemies. Keep us between us, darling. Can you do that for me?
So,
Good, good. I know you're not an unreasonable person. She kind of leans over and kisses your forehead before standing back up. The Bluecoats will release you in a few hours. They'll probably try to follow you. Be better. Don't get caught. And with that, she
yeah.
gently pats your cheek before the door opens and closes once again. Nadix disappearing from the cold, bloody basement you find yourself in. And then, as she said a few hours later, after all the questioning is done, after all the beatings have been handed out, you are released once more into the streets of Duskfall.
Do I have any more effects or wounds from that interrogation?
I'm sorry, could you say that again? You broke up.
Sorry, do I have any more effects or wounds for that interrogation?
No, they are very, very good at beating you very painfully, but still ensuring that you have a full functionality, essentially.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Moment I'm released, I wish to go soak in my bathhouse.
Alright, with all the group released, we can now move on to the post-score part of the game. For those of you that have the cheat sheet, post-score stuff begins on page 6. I know, I'm having a hard time finding pictures of her too, because I was hunting for them. Okay. So, first we're going to do the payoff. We've already done the coin part. There's 4 coin total, each one of you pretty much enough for each one of you to get one, or to throw it all in your gang's vault, however you decide to divvy it up. We have reputation. So, you get 2 rep base. Can somebody open up the faction sheet and then add this to the rep section? So you get 2 rep for successfully completing your score. Hold on, I'm gonna open up the 66er's and double check. Okay, I'll do it.
It's not allowing me to. Oh, there we go.
I don't know why. It's just Foundry doesn't like Blades in the Dark because it's a little janky.
Nah.
Now, the blue codes. I'm sorry, the blue codes. God damn it. The light blacks are 2 tiers higher than you, which is kind of one of the reasons you had such a hard time taking them down. So you get +1 rep for every tier above. So that would be 2 additional rep, bring you to 4. Now, this definitely wasn't a silent operation. So it looks like it's just 4 rep. Now, you do have a tithe to pay to the crows. And if you want to pay that, let me know. You could choose not to pay it, but that will start a clock of them getting annoyed with you until you start paying them again. And then when that clock fills, your relationship with them will drop a point. So I ask you as the 66ers, do you pay your tithe to the crows?
How much is it? 1 coin?
It is your tier plus 1, so in this case 1 coin.
Okay. What do you guys think?
I say go ahead and pay him.
Yeah, I'm assuming if we don't pay, then the next time they ask and the clock goes up, it'll be 2 coins. Because we'll basically have missed like 2 months of rent, you know?
Actually, it doesn't work that way.
Oh.
Yeah, they'll just be mad at you for not paying the one time, but then you start paying, so they're like, okay, you're good.
Does this come from our own personal coin, or is this from like a game coin? I don't know if I missed that.
It doesn't matter as long as they get paid.
Cool.
Like right now, like you got 4 coin for this, which is conveniently 1 for each. But how you divvy that up is up to you guys.
I'll give them. I got caught. I deserve it.
So Trav, compounding the
I'm
injuries,
not with you guys.
we'll take the financial hit.
So if we miss a payment and then we make the next payment, does the heat go down or does it just pause?
The clock just pauses.
Okay.
Okay.
Cool.
Hey, we may as well pay, I think.
Yeah, I think so too.
Then like,
Okay, now the fun part, heat. Because boy oh boy. This was a loud and chaotic high exposure heat, which is 4. Guns in the streets, panic in the disco. It was all kinds of crazy. So heat will be 4. Now we get +1 because of a devil's bargain you took, which was, I believe, one of Anatoly's gunshots. No, wait, it was not the Anatoly's gunshot. That caused panic in the streets. It was the hit list you guys planted in in Stitch's office. I was like, hey, it's gonna look like he's got a hit list over here for blue coats. But that does put a lot of eyes on this situation, which does increase the heat to 5. And then finally, this wasn't a particularly high profile or well-connected target. This did happen on hostile turf, and you are not at war, so that'll be another +1 heat, for a total of 6. Which puts you 3 away from your first wanted level.
Hot damn.
That was fast.
It's okay, there's a downtime action for reducing heat, and you guys are 4 players, so in theory you could get rid of heat pretty handily. But in practice,
Well, don't we? I was gonna say, don't we also get +2 heat for killing someone?
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
yeah.
My bad.
And you did murder a motherfucker, which will put you up to 8 heat. We were 1 away from immediately getting a wanted level.
All right, we're bravos. We bring all the heat.
Now here's the really fun part. Normally I do this privately, but just because I kind of want to showcase it, I'll do the first one publicly. Now, if you look to the right of that cheat sheet, you'll see something called entanglements. And this is fallout from the score. And it's based on your heat level. Now, your heat is 6+, so these are the bad ones. I need somebody who would like to roll a d6 for me.
No, definitely not me.
You actually kind of don't want to roll well on this. You kind of want to roll pretty poorly.
Oh.
I'll do it.
Okay.
Hey!
So, is heat a bad thing?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know if it was inherently bad.
All right, so heat. You rolled a 1 to 3, which is flipped or interrogation. Now, if we go down, let's see. Bluecoats round up a PC for questioning. How did they manage to capture you? Pay them with 3 coin, or they beat you up for 2 harm. You know what? We can literally just say that this was Drav.
Yeah.
Plus, you tell them
That's
what you
amazing.
know for 3 heat. So, you have 3 coin now from this job. You can pay 3 coin,
Oh,
or
no.
or Drav gets a level 2 harm from the beating, and you get plus 3 heat.
And we're immediately wanted.
Yeah.
Holy moly. Okay.
Didn't think this would
Hey.
just sap all of the coin, but god damn it did.
Yeah. I don't know if
Devil's-
we have a choice, right? Because we don't want to be wanted, do we?
Can
Well-
you do a devil's bargain for this?
No.
No.
Being
And
wanted,
also-
wanted isn't the end of the world. You can reduce wanted level by either sending someone to prison, and the amount of time they spend in prison is dependent on your wanted level. I think level 1's like a couple of weeks. Or you can set someone up to take the fall for you, which would be like an operation on its own. So wanted's not the end of the world, but it's something you don't really want either.
Yeah. Gosh, I think we have to
Can
buy
we
it off, don't we?
technically set them up with the documents with the hit list? So wouldn't that draw it more towards the Lamplax than us?
Well, it put eyes on the whole situation,
Ah,
which
okay.
is which is why you get the +1 heat from it. So that's already been kind of factored in.
Gotcha.
Now it's flipped or interrogation. Now that was interrogation. The other option is flipped. Now this is usually up to me, which is a contact, patron, client, or group of customers is loyal to another gang now. So I would choose one of your contacts and have them turn on you.
I don't like that either.
Yeah, that's bad too.
I think that might be worse.
Spoiler alert,
Yeah.
all of the entanglements are bad. Like, they're all pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, I think we pay it off, guys, don't you?
Mm-hmm.
It's your guys' money.
Sucks to lose out on all of our cash, but
Straight from the get go. We did all that, and all we got out of it was stress.
sounds like a job. Jeez.
My gosh.
We're just paying our bills.
Yeah, no kidding.
Do the coins gain us anything as a group?
Like I said, it allows you to, you'll need them when you go to upgrade your gang, you need them to actually upgrade your tier. You also need them to, purchase shiny new toys and whatnot, and also it's how you retire. But coin is definitely a resource that will ebb and flow for sure.
Okay. That'll be more money. Better to get our friend out, huh?
Yep.
Ah. Why get in this business if we're not making money?
Yeah, we'll make more next time. We got another job, right? We're looking for that missing guy you're trying to hunt
Yeah.
down, huh? We get paid for that?
Cotter Swain.
Yeah.
True. It even came with a cash advance.
Well, even better.
All right, I guess we pay him.
All right. Where you at there, Nikolai?
Real quick, I think, Ross, you are breathing heavily into your mic, sir.
Oh, sorry. Is that better?
Yes.
So real quick, because I know this is going to be an action that someone takes, the way reduce heat works is you just kind of declare what you're going to do to reduce the heat, and then you roll an action roll, like a normal action roll. And on a 1 to 3, you reduce 1 heat. 4 to 5, you reduce 2 heat. 6, you reduce 3 heat, and a critical is 5. So with this much heat, it would definitely require multiple reduce heat actions to do it, but it's well within your guys' wheelhouse. And you do get a free downtime action for recovery, at least Drav does, because he's the only one who has stuff to recover.
Yeah.
All right. Does anybody have a suitable like action or skill to roll?
Well, real quick before we do that, we're gonna go through downtime actions normal. It's the next page on the cheat sheet.
Next page.
Yeah, it's like acquire asset, long-term project, recover, reduce heat, train, and indulge vice. Because training will mark an XP on one of your attribute or playbook tracks. Reduce heat, obviously, and then indulge vice is something you'll probably want to do because it does get rid of your stress. I would recommend saving indulge vice to the end of your downtime. Like your first downtime action should never be indulge vice, because I have seen people overindulge and get more heat from it. So that's probably not something you guys want to risk right now. So I'll go ahead and give you that bit of advice. All right.
Cool.
So the crew's all back in the 66th rail car. Drav shows up once again, bloodied and beaten, lipstick stain still on the back of his right hand. You've got the money, but you've already sent a chunk of it off to the crows, and now you've paid the rest of it off to sort of counter Frake's significant bribe to the local bluecoats, buying you some time and ensuring that Drab is released back onto the streets, your gang being whole once again. So as we sit in this once opulent rail car, now slightly gone to seed, feel free to do your thing. And then if you have a downtime action you'd like to take, just tell me.
Hey. Arvis, don't suppose we could get in contact with some of our military friends, try to make them tell the bluecoats to ease off a little bit.
Well, we can certainly reach out and see who is still in the circle, so to speak.
Yeah, who needs a favor as well. So that's what I'll be doing with my downtime action.
Reducing heat. Alright, what action would you like to use? Would you be, for example, like consorting with your old friends? Would you be planting evidence somewhere to sort of get the heat off you?
I'd like to just go see if they needed anything done. They need me to... They know what my skills are. They need me to find information on a target.
Okay, so you kind of want a job out of it as well, essentially.
Yeah. Maybe not like a whole mission thing.
No, and I know,
like,
but it would be like just as part of your downtime you would be doing this.
Yeah.
Okay, what action would you like to use?
Survey?
Okay. So you're kind of surveying, just watching everything, looking for opportunities that you could exploit to get the heat off you, knowing full well that you have the contacts from your old military chums to whatever story you could concoct or find. They'll certainly take it and run with it.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, go ahead and roll survey.
Okay. It's just 2d6. Just an action.
Yeah, you could just click on survey and then You don't have to. You don't have to worry about the
Yeah, I
list
did.
of
And
stuff.
it said roll survey. So roll. Hey, success. Holy shit.
All right, you take
Nice.
away 3 heat.
Woo!
Feels better.
Yeah.
Now you're down to 5. That was a good roll too.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so you take your leave of these fine gentlemen, and you start hunting down old contacts. Give me a name for one of your old contacts in the military.
I can give you a nickname, Android. How's that?
Nice.
Android. You meander through the dizzying maze of streets of Crowsfoot until you find the home of Android, an old officer in the intelligence department that you worked in. This is a tall man, kind of gone to seed, still has that military-like strength, but certainly doesn't keep up with it. You have a conversation with this gentleman, and he gives you a few targets to find. If you find these targets, just give them to the Bluecoats. They'll have their hands full with him and not you, my friend. And so you spend a few days surveying the areas, finding these targets and turning them over, and a few days later, the Bluecoats are far too busy looking for them and not you, successfully reducing the heat considerably.
Oh. That should get some off our backs. Keep them busy for a while.
Smart. It's a good move.
I feel like we have to be more discretionary with our next job.
And what would you like your second downtime action to be, sir?
Oh, it's time to indulge in the vice. Where's my
Alright.
ghosty buddies?
Your vice dealer. Remind me who your vice purveyor is again?
Weird. Where would that be put?
It's on the top of your sheet underneath your name. It should have like a...
Yep. Salia of the Reconciled.
For some reason I can't find freaking vice purveyor, so give me just a second.
No worries, no worries.
It was 299, not 229. Okay, I just misremembered. Alright, so... Salia. You find yourself in a gondolier's gondola, going through the various underground canals that wind their way through the foundations of Crow's Foot. In the dark dampness of these canals, a little dock appears. The gondolier drops you off and you head into a maze-like tunnel system. It's familiar to you, for you've been here many times. Lichen is thick on the walls, and the air is thick with the smell of smoke and strange herbs and spices that you can't quite put a name to, but it almost burns your nose. Quickly, this smell gives way to a more chemical smell, what you would call formaldehyde, as you find yourself in a large, open chamber, surrounded by vats filled with people up to their necks in this formaldehyde substance, the glow blue of electroplasm sparking from these strange containers. And in the center of this light show, this strange situation you found yourself in is Salia. Salia wears the flesh of a small, mousy woman, hair frazzled and in disarray, one eye slightly larger and more elevated on her face than the other, and a little hunched at the shoulders. Oh, hi, it's Anatoly. Have you come to partake in my dealings?
Yes, ma'am. Should know the drill by now.
Do we want to be in a vat today, my dear, or would you like to be walking free?
Oh, I think a vat would be nice. Time to go for a dip.
Ah,
Not getting into too much trouble.
a vat it is, a vat it is. Come, come. And she meanders over to one of the empty vats, flicking a few switches, and it begins to fill from the bottom with the thick, sludgy, formaldehyde-ish substance. Alright, we are going to chain you like usual. Then we will dip you. We're going to have some light shocks today, nothing too painful. Just enough so that they can feel again. We will also be playing some music. An old, is it a xylophone? Is that what it was called? Just like an old, horn xylophone or a record player kind of thing sits on a corner, just spinning emptily, and she puts an old brass record on it. Gramophone, thank you. Xylophone's the instrument, I knew that, but I knew it was wrong. Okay. And within a few moments you're chained, so you can't escape, or at least the thing about to ride you can't escape. And you're filled up to the neck with this foul-smelling concoction, this preservant. A mask goes over your face. The smell of spices thick in the air as you're lulled into a drug state. And after a few moments, Anatoly is gone. You feel yourself getting smaller and smaller in your own flesh, until you're little more than a passenger, as something else fills the void that was once you. Your last memories of this affair before you fade into strange oblivion is of music and the memory of movement long forgotten. Alright, so what is your lowest attribute, my dear? Still kind of in character. Oh, looks like it's
prowess or
resolve.
resolve?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, so will you roll one dice, please?
Okie dokie.
Alright, so what did you roll? A 4. You cleared 4 stress. So you're down to 1.
Hey.
As you
Whoa,
spend some
perfect.
time not being you, just a passenger, a distant echo in your own flesh. But this is one of the few times in your hectic life full of all these dark memories of things that happened to you and things you've done. It all fades away, and you just are at peace for a time. Okay, who would like to go next on Downtime Actions?
Oh, if nobody else wants.
Oh, what's that?
I just said if nobody else wants to go, I'll go. But you
Oh,
can.
Also, real
yeah,
quick,
sure.
you can take friends with you to indulge your vice. So, like, and they don't have to be the same thing. So, like, for example, Arvis, what is your vice?
That would be food.
Okay, so food. I'm not going to use Nikolai for this, though that would be very, very convenient. But for example, like, if you wanted to take Drav out to eat, like, you could both just go indulge one of your two vices, and you would both benefit from it. It would just count as both of your downtime actions. So you can share vices, kind of, and socialize in that way, if you don't
Oh,
want to just
so
do it
I can
solo.
utilize his vice. I could utilize his vice then.
And vice versa, yeah. You could just go party together, essentially, and both kind of be relieved of some stress.
All right. Yeah, I guess I'll go first. I'm gonna try to get some of the heat off of us.
Okay. And how would you like to go about doing that?
Nikolai's gonna narratively, so I can use a decent ability here. I'm gonna try to find some of the witnesses and convince them that they didn't see what they thought they saw. I'm gonna threaten them to not testify, to not talk.
Witness intimidation, a classic.
Yep. Or change what they think they saw.
Alright, so you're just down in Crowsfoot and Miser's Row just looking at all these
Yep.
poor, miserable sacks of people that have... I mean, Miser's Row is called Miser's Row for a reason. It's probably the worst part of Crowsfoot. And,
If you take a friend with you, does that count as their action too, or is that just an assistance from the friend?
it'll be both of yours, but it's a good way to, like, roleplay and build bonds and stuff.
Gotcha. Okay, sorry.
That's fine. So, Nikolai, you're over there. You're in the worst part of Crowsfoot looking for familiar faces. You were in a blind rage for some of it, but there's a few that stand out here and there, and then the scene would quickly turn into you very, very pointedly telling them that they didn't see what they thought they saw, and generally just being an intimidating, large motherfucker, because that's exactly what you are. I presume you would like to roll command.
Yeah, because I couldn't figure out a way to roll skirmish. I don't think you can fight the heat away.
Just like, oh, you could literally just beat up the witnesses, I guess.
I think that just creates more heat. Okay. So
It would probably make the Crowsfoot citizenry less happy with you, yeah.
right.
Alright,
Okay.
so go ahead and roll
then-
command.
Okay.
Hopefully we get that 66.
Just an action, yeah.
Yeah, just an action. You don't have to worry about all the extra stuff. So 5, that's another... that's 2, I believe. Alright, so he gets reduced by 2, taking us down to 3.
And see, I have 1, 2, 3. I have 4 stress. Do I indulge my vice to reduce my stress, or I don't need to recover because I'm not injured? Just because I haven't done the mechanic before, I'm gonna try to indulge my vice.
Alright, so your vice is food, specifically sweets. And
Yes.
your purveyor, I believe, is Madron Goal in the leaky bucket.
Absolutely correct.
Check something real quick.
The bucket.
If you don't mind, I think I'll join you, bud.
Oh, yeah. This is good. Don't don't tell anybody where my spot is, but yes.
So, the Leaky Bucket is one of the larger, like, sort of taverns in Crowsfoot. It's run by Martin Gold. And Martin Gold's a character because he is actually one of the former gang leaders of the Crows many years ago, and he's retired and he purchased this, and now he kind of runs it for everyone. But it's a very big neutral hangout spot for the various gangs, and serves probably the best fare you're going to get in Crowsfoot. It is a large 3-story tall public house. It is 2 stories up in the sort of shambling lean-tos, so it's a little bit of a walk there. But it's filled with just music and all kinds of scents, people drinking, people fighting, but you'll notice that even the people fighting are being kind of respectful about it. There's no furniture breaking here. There's several large bouncer-style individuals making sure that things don't get too rowdy, that nobody causes too much damage. Marden himself definitely looks like he's an old gang leader, covered in scars, big brutish man, missing a few fingers on each of his hands, teeth surprisingly good condition, and mostly bald, though he has a few wisps of hair on the sides and back that still manages to make something of a ponytail that he refuses to get rid of, even though there's not much to it anymore. And as you and Arvis enter, you're greeted by one of the large men who knows you by name. This guy nods his head. Nikolai, do you want normal table?
Yes, I bring a friend with me this time.
I see that. Hello, friend. Welcome to Leaky Bucket. Please do not break anything. Break people,
No.
not objects.
Yes.
Understood.
He leads you out of the main hall, up some stairs, and into a private booth, as it were. A brightly colored red and black striped curtain covers the front of your booth so nobody could look in. And a menu is placed in the middle of the table. There aren't any brilliant blue lights here. Instead, it's all candles and fire. Dangerous for sure, given the nature of this area, but it certainly has a more intimate, more friendly feeling than the electroplasmic lights that so adorn the rest of the city. A few moments later, a friendly-looking waitress parts the curtain. Hi there, Mr. Nikolai. It's a pleasure to see you again. I have been told to inform you that we have a nice citrus tart that is new, fresh from the groweries. Madrin told us that he saved several for you, and perhaps your friend here as well, if you're interested.
Sounds wonderful to me.
Yes, please.
Excellent, excellent. And we will also give you, of course, the usual. With that, she kind of just nods her head and backs away, leaving you two alone in your booth.
The usual table in the usual order. You do come here often.
Oh, it's my favorite place when I can afford. I can't spend this kind of money all the time, but when I have it, I never get to eat things like this when I'm child, growing up. I eat bugs and rats and anything that is, too slow to get away. But
Anything to get by.
but now, this is a special time. You must enjoy the little things.
I couldn't agree more.
Yes.
It doesn't take the waitress too long to bring you your fare. A pewter platter filled with small tarts, each one about the size of the palm of the palm of Arvis's hand, not Nikolai's. A few bites for Nikolai, about a half dozen for Arvis, perhaps. But there's about 6 of them on top. And next to this is just a large, essential cake. Several layers, very beautifully made, and smells of cinnamon and exotic spices. She drops it with a smile. All right, I will tell Madrin that you are here and that you are fed. The normal payment will be at the end of your... She kind of smiles. Dinner. And please, if you need anything, just ring the bell. And she places a little silver bell on the table.
Thank you. You have been too kind.
She smiles and kind of nods. Enjoy. And then the curtain closes once more, leaving you two to your sweet feast.
Excellent.
A cake, big man? You do have a sweet
Oh.
tooth.
Oh, yes. And Nikolai will actually take off his sash, and he kind of ties it around the upper part of his head, and then he'll take his fingers and pull the sash down to cover his eyes, and then he'll with his eyes covered he'll indulge in the food.
A few moments to
Taking away.
heighten the rest of your senses.
Yeah. I think it tastes even better when you cannot see. I don't ask me why, but close your eyes and take a bite. It tastes different. I think you taste
Fair
it
enough.
more this way.
Let's try it your way. And Arvis will pull out like a little like handkerchief or something and do the same. Follow suit and cover his eyes.
All right, and so our two friends begin to consume the various sweets before them. Eyes closed, hands fumbling slightly, but not managing to make too much of a mess. Every once in a while, the bell is rung, and refreshments are also brought. Alcohols of a sweet variety. The usuals, as it were. Alright, will both of you be so kind as to roll your least attribute? I guess it would be insight for Nikolai, and then for Arvis.
Resolve.
Yeah, it would be resolve. Well, I think Arvis just overindulged.
Oh.
Yep, Arvis,
Shit, I did.
you had 5 stress and you rolled a 6, my man. Meanwhile, Nikolai
No.
recovers 3.
Nice.
Alright, so overindulging your vice. Let's quickly go to that.
Didn't think that would happen with 5.
Hmm.
So, overindulgence, it's on page 165 of the document, the actual rulebook. And there's essentially 4 things, and you get to choose. So you get to choose which one it is. It's either attract trouble, which is select or roll an additional entanglement. Your heat's lower, so the entanglements are not as bad. Brag about your exploits, which will add +2 heat. You could lose yourself, but that literally just means your character gets lost. Or you can become tapped, which is your current purveyor cuts you off, and you have to find a new source for your vice. That essentially means that something will happen, and Madrin would kick you out for whatever happened.
So, important question for that one. Would he just kick me out, or would he also kick Nikolai out, since you brought
just
me?
You.
In that case, I'm gonna go with that one.
So smart.
I'm gonna go with tapped.
All right, so what do you do? What do you do? That's the question. What do you do that gets you kicked the fuck out and banned from the leaky bucket?
Well, having overindulged in sweets and following it up with alcohol, I'm gonna say that Arvis kind of loses himself and gets a little sloppy drunk, and just proceeds to puke on the nearest like person that's kind of important that has like a lot of pull in the place.
You're in the private booth, so this would be the place to do it for sure. All right, so drunk, you just kind of stumble around,
Yep.
feeling upset.
Maybe-
Just too full, too much sweets, too fast.
And you said the person's name was what again? The purveyor?
Madrin Goal, the a former leader of the Crows.
Let's say I puke on him. He comes to like say hi to Nikolai, and I just lose it.
All right, so like Madrin kind of just shows up and starts making small talk with Nikolai, like, hey, asks about the gang, how are things, how's he dealing with the Crows? Just kind of two big thuggish motherfuckers sort of just catching up, and him kind of living vicariously his old days via Nikolai. And while this is happening, you're just kind of belligerently like getting up,
Ugh.
kind of moving around,
Ugh.
looking a little green. Madrin's just like, "What is up with your friend?" And then next thing you know, you just kind of stumble over to
Projectile.
him and just all over him. And it's that moment where he's just like giving you that deadpan, like, did this just fucking happen look, as he's just covered in your vomit. And then right when he thinks it's done, and he just kind of takes out a handkerchief and like cleans his face. Then you do it again, and he's just like, Nikolai, my old friend, you're
So sorry.
You're welcome here, but this man needs to leave.
We should go. We should
Now.
go. I'm so sorry. So sorry. And he'll take and
Thanks.
sweep all of the sweets off the table into his pack, and then bustle out the door. Oh,
Like-
come on.
As this is happening, like, Madrid's just kind of cleaning himself off. Like, some of the waitresses are coming over trying to clean up. A lot of the booths are curtains are being like kind of flung open, and you see some very like important and fancy looking people who are kind of slumming it, like looking out, like, what the fuck's going on? And just, it's an embarrassing moment for Madrin. And then you're just ushering fucking Arvis out, who's just belligerently drunk. Feeling better now that it's all purged from his system. But yeah, you just usher him out into the awaiting dark streets of Crowsfoot.
Nice.
I love how we got an overindulgence on like the first group of vice
Oh
rolls.
man, it was such a lucky overindulgence too.
I
You
didn't
don't
think
lose
it would
your own
happen with
vice.
5 either, but man, where there's a will, there's a way.
Yep.
So I take it since I overindulged, I don't lose my stress, do I?
No, you do.
Oh, okay.
Just you
So
lose
it wasn't
your stress.
completely for nothing.
No. It was, you still lose all the stress. It's just that the extra stuff happened as well. All right, so a couple of days after the incident, Nikolai, those were your 2 actions. So I'll just say a couple of
Yes.
days after that incident, Arvis, you still have 1 downtime action. You're just you're recuperating in the 66ers. You are a foodie, but that was too much of Nikolai's particular brand of foodie, a little too fast, and you're sick for a couple of days. But now that you're feeling better, what are you doing? Is your final downtime action?
I think I'm gonna try and do one of the other ones. I think train was an option.
Yes, so you can train.
And so I would train in prowess.
Real quick. So you can train any attribute. However, you are Bravos. You have an ability called Prowess Training. So if you have the training upgrade, you earn 2 experience instead of 1 when you train experience during downtime. Now, I'll double check to see if this is correct, but right now I'll fix this later if it's not, because I don't really want to take the time to double check right now. But if you take the training, you'll actually train 2 points instead of 1. So go ahead and give yourself 2 experience on Prowess. Which means you almost have another Prowess dot. You're 1 away.
Yeah.
So now that you're feeling a little better, perhaps a little, maybe a little embarrassed. I don't know. It's your character. However you feel about making a fool of yourself in front of Nikolai's vice purveyor. You spend the next few days just training, prowling the streets, getting better at the things you're amazing at already. And as that happens, we go to Drav, still bloodied and bruised, sitting,
You know it.
laying on the table of Sawtooth's Physiker as he expertly applies poultices. So you get a free recovery action just as part of Sawtooth's bargain with you. So this doesn't count towards your downtime action.
That's so nice. So which choice is that for the?
So I
Is that
roll.
just a heal or is it a recover?
It's a recovery action, but I roll it on this one because I'm just going to roll 2 dice for the gentleman. It's a 3 and a 2. Unfortunately, I rolled terribly. So on your clock, so you have a healing clock, right?
Yes.
Go ahead and click 1. Because 1 to 3 is 1. 4 to 5 is 2. 6 is 3, and then a critical is 5. And the way that works is when that clock fills, all of your wounds are reduced by 1. So your minor wounds will disappear, and your moderate wounds will be reduced to minor wounds.
So I would have to use downtime to fill each one of those.
Yeah, healing's a little rough in this game. It usually, like, if you get really wounded, you're probably going to be wounded for a few scores.
Gotcha. Okay.
But
okay.
you have multiple downtime actions, so you can keep recovering. But
Right.
I'm looking at your stress, considering you literally cannot overindulge.
Yeah, I was gonna say I cannot overindulge.
Because you have 7 stress.
I was really hoping for that roll from Chris. I will do another recover.
So you just spend a few days, have a Sawtooth kind of look over you. He's bandaging you. You come back like every once in a while. He checks up on you. Okay. You know what? I'll let you go and roll. Let's put your dice on the line. Go and roll 2d6 for Sawtooth's quality.
Oh shoot! I forgot how to do this.
Just it's /R space 2d6.
D6.
So maybe we should have somebody else roll for us because you rolled a 1 and a 2. So that's another single point on your healing track.
Yay!
No, our luck is saying no.
And I will do my vice.
All right, your
It
vice.
is the bathhouse.
Yep,
Singer bathhouse. Time I will not get a private room. I will be in the thick of it with all the community baths because I just need to hear the noise and be drowned out and just also have witnesses if anything happens.
Yeah, you don't want another run-in with Nirix.
I don't want to. That would probably give me an extra stress level. So
All right, so yeah, we'll just see Drav just relaxing in the communal baths, sipping on a drink, hot like steam coming from the water, hot tail on his head, just the din of conversation and people nearby as he washes his stress away. Go and roll your lowest attribute. Well, all of your attributes are minimum
either
2 at least,
prowess.
so
Yeah. Do that.
so you heal 5 stress.
Yes.
Bringing you down
That's
to
so
2.
nice. So nice.
So after the score, the days melt away. Drav, you're still wounded, but you're feeling a lot better than you were about a week ago. That's for damn sure.
Your downtime's only after payoffs.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
That, I guess, is the narrative if you use coin to take extra downtime actions. It's like, I don't need the money. I'll just take longer between scores. But eventually, you guys need to make money, because if you wait too long, you start going hungry. The days melt away, and we find ourselves once more in the faded glory of the 66th rail car, the big double-decker that you call home. Inside is one of your thugs, a short, sort of wide man, almost as wide as he is tall, just whittling a piece of wood with a stick, making a toy of some sort, whistling as he does so. We're gonna. What's a good name for your primary thug contact? Okay, we're gonna call him Whistler because he's whistling.
I was like, Ernest.
It'll be Bob. The thug known as Whistler, this wide, surprisingly gentle person who can still throw down very easily, is actually there, just kind of hanging out with you all, just whittling away on his toy. And you're all together again. Azra is still missing in action, doing whatever it is she does, apparently not needing the coin as much as you. She is an empress after all.
Fucking rich nobles. Living the high life.
I'll ignore that statement. What on earth did you do, Arvis, for them to be this pissed at you?
Well, you know. Made a fool of myself.
You're
And a fool
wanted
of
by the
somebody else.
Bluecoats. And now you're kicked out of an establishment? You really do make a name for yourself, Echo.
Not normally my MO, but this time around it was.
For someone who prides himself on being unseen, you're casting a large shadow. Oh. However, we have things to attend to. Mostly mouths to feed. We should start getting to work on finding my little target. Otter Swain. Yeah?
Do we have any leads?
Or do we look at clearing your name? Or finding your killer, Trav?
I mean, I already feel like death, so let's focus on one of yours.
Ah,
Well, at least with your job, we'd get paid, so let's find your target, shall we?
Yeah, but
yes.
with your job, we don't get the crap kicked out of us.
Are you sure about that?
Hmm. You never know. It's supposed to be just a find mission. We just find him, and then we send him to my assassin to pay him a visit.
Well, that's attributed paid.
We still have to go into Lamplack territory, but that's where our territory is. It's our dumping grounds, really.
I mean, if it just is using our eyes and able to stroll, I'm willing for that break.
You
Oh,
might have to see
fun.
some of your charm around to be able to find out where Calder is. I can't just know what he looks like.
Silver tongue's a little bloody at the moment.
Hmm.
All right, so we scope the place out, keep you out of harm, and find Cotter. Shouldn't be too hard.
Hopefully. Himbo, what do you mean by one of the try out to take over one of the claims?
Oh, just in case. So if you go to your crew sheet, the 66ers,
Yeah,
Did it come
claims and
off
there's
of the lair?
you have claims. Now you have jobs that your allies have kind of given you as like a narrative star per se. But if you ever like don't know what you want to do, this is I guess for future us. You could either go after a claim, or you could just like start extorting stores for money. But some of the claims are really useful, like the terrorized citizen ones are like street fins. Like they give you more money if you do certain scores, for example, or hit certain targets. And then the turf just reduces the reputation you need to basically level up your crew. But keep in mind that taking these claims can really tick off the gangs around you. So like, there's always, I mean, there's risk in everything in this game, right? That's kind of just the name of the game.
You have to work off of the lair. Like the lair is your starting point, and you work in one of the directions.
Yes and no. This in this case it would be mostly your hunting grounds, um, because in this case your lair is not necessarily next to where you do business. Most of your business is done um, in Crowsfoot, and your lair is in Coleridge. You could also
So we could do lair and skip over to like informants and work that.
So in order to not do something that's adjacent, you have
Mhm.
to find it. Like
Hmm.
everything that's connected, you know how to do that. Like you know what turf you need to collect or take over in order to expand, which is a lot of Lamplack turf. Um, so you could go like fight the Lamplacks and take their turf. You could go terrorize the citizens in your hunting grounds to make them more afraid of you to get more money from extortion claims. But if you want like informants or if you want like a protection racket, you would have to basically gather information in order to find it, because it's not connected per se. You can still do it. It's just you gotta. It's more of a process. You don't just automatically know where that kind of thing is.
Gotcha. That makes sense.
Yeah, but you can go find a street fence pretty easily, and you can like know how to trust me. Nikolai knows how to terrorize some citizens. He literally just did it to reduce heat. I just wanted to put that out there. And if you could also just go talk to allies, not even allies, just any of your contacts, and see if they have work for you as well. So I don't want you to feel like you're what's the word I'm looking for? I don't want to feel you like you can only do like the breadcrumbs I gave you. Though in this case, you might want to do the Shiner thing because that one was on a time clock. But this was just me doing like it's a new game for all of us, kind of. So I just wanted to make sure that information was out there.
Yeah, we do have time for Cotter, so if we go if we go terrorized citizens or turf, we could help.
Here, to ease your ability to make judgments, I will just add this clock. Every time you do a score, that gets ticked once, and if it's ever
There you
or
go.
once or twice, and if it fills up, your opportunity to find Cotter disappears.
Okay.
Is Cotter a lower class target?
You have no idea who Cotter is. You don't even know what he looks like. You
Oh, that's
have,
right.
Yeah, you just have a name.
Probably not. We're tier 0 or something, right?
Yeah, you guys were basically just a group of.
I don't think there is lower.
Yeah, there is no. The only way to get low, like, if you guys were to lose standing and actually get lower, that means that your enemies are knocking on your layer. Like you're kind of really boned at that point. So
Gotcha.
it's you're bottom of the totem pole right now. And the only way to get better is to get more rep. Rep and coin, baby.
You're up in coin. Ooh. So
I still
I'm
need-
saying go for terrorized citizens.
I'm gonna take blame, and then you're out Cotter stuff.
Sorry?
Saying do a claim, so
Yeah.
I'd be down for terrorize.
Hell yeah. Is claim just like a score?
Yeah, it's basically its own score.
Okay.
All right, feel free to
That's
discuss it in
two.
character and make up your mind.
I do think it's time to show the.
I feel like we're always gonna get in some sort of battle, so an extra little payoff.
Yes, we need to show who's boss.
All right. So what do y'all suggest?
So Whistler's actually going to speak up. It's like, hey guys, you know the hunting ground you're in used to be Lampblack territory. You could make sure they know it's not. Many of the people are still paying up to them. Maybe we go around. Maybe we tell them new gang in town.
Maybe we tell them that we can protect from the Lampblacks. And the Lampblacks can't protect them from us.
He kind of waves his
If-
his whittling knife in a very agreeable manner.
Two for that. Ask. What do you have to say, Echo and Beast?
Sounds good to me.
Nikolai, you in? Or are you too big, cuddly giant to grab?
Sorry, I had
And
my
close.
my mute button on my mic pushed.
Mhm.
So, like, do we look for lampblacks who are out, collecting action money, and then swoop in? Demonstrate that we can protect these people from the lampblacks? Or,
Well, they seem to
like
be
you said,
getting-
we just let them know this is not lampblack territory anymore.
Exactly. They're getting a profit for our lands right now.
All right. Yeah, let's do it.
All right. So this will follow the same thing. You need to gather information. You know where the citizens are. You know there's some shops. There's you're mostly in the industrial part because you're in the Devil's Furnace. So you're kind of in this more industrial part of it, but there's still plenty of shopkeepers, plenty of people plying their trade that you can extort and terrorize. And I believe you're specifically waiting, correct me if I'm wrong on this, you want to wait for some lampblacks to come into your territory.
Collection day.
Yeah, kind of overstep and
Yeah.
see if you can make an example of them.
Absolutely.
Find out who they're trying to collect from, and then swoop in and take over.
All right. So once more, you find yourself in the smog-choked streets of the Devil's Furnace. The heat from all of the more industrial parts making this a sweaty, sort of almost bog-like district. The smell of fish heads ripe in the air. The poor people going to and fro the streets very crowded here. Our group of miscreants gazing, looking around for anything that resembles a lampblack. They tend to wear the same sort of outfits, the same colors. Black with soot-stained fingers and cheeks, a very common occurrence amongst these individuals. How do you go about finding them?
Can see if we can find.
I'll give you some ideas if you would like. I don't want to overstep as the DM or
Start talking to some of the kids, the street rats, as it were. Be like, hey, when do the lampblacks come around? You know, I think that's a job for TikTok. There, you're the one who's good at speaking, right? TikTok.
I'm not a fan of children, but sure. I don't know if I have any of my own out there in the world.
No, you probably do.
All right, where's the little twerp?
All right.
It shouldn't be too hard to find.
No, finding like little rascals in this district is pretty unfortunately common. There's a lot of kids who have been either thrown out, maybe their parents have died, or their parents are too poor to take care of them, and now they're living on the streets, picking pockets, doing odd jobs. Child labor laws are not really a thing so much in Duskfall. And a lot of these factories are full of little fingers doing little work. You find a group of children playing a very crude card game. The cards mismatched in shape, clearly taken from various other decks, some of them hand-drawn by the children themselves. And they laugh, and they play, and they fight as you watch, knowing that this group in a few years might be very much like you. You can already see the bonds forming, the fingers just a little too nimble, purses just not as empty as a child should be. And so we turn to TikTok.
You lot.
I fucking hate doing children. I hate doing children voices. Let me give me a second. Oh, hi. Yeah. Oh my god. Yeah. Looks at you like all the bruises and blood on you. Less blood.
I see some true potential with you all. You lot.
One of the children, we'll just say like a little girl of like 11, kind of stands, hands on hip, in the sort of domineering pose and all the confidence born of a child at that age, where they're just a little too full of themselves.
So you must be the leader of this little troop.
Of course I am. Of course. What does a richly dressed man like you need with a child?
It's I've got a proposition for you. I need some information. It seems like you lot need a better way of living.
You watch as this little girl's face goes from horror to relief to intrigued all in the space of that one sentence. I have a proposition for you, terror. Gather information, relief. Potential coin or some other payment. Sort of cunning smile crosses. Like kids of an age where they're not even trying to hide the fact that they're interested. Well, what information do you need? We know everything. We're always in the streets here.
Well, knowing that this used to be Amplak's territory and no longer,
Yes.
um,
What do you mean? The blind blacks are here all the time.
it's unofficial. There's a new troop coming in town, and you may be able to tag along on the tail of it. Keep your cards right.
The girl kind of looks down at the cards in her hand and folds them up, places them in a dirty pocket. I playing cards, and I always play right. Well, what do you need from me?
How would you like to not be fearful every time a lampblack comes along, and you can do your deeds out in these streets without any issues, or without any looks in your direction?
She squints. Oh, I like that. The lampblacks always come and ask for a cut. They rob us if they can catch us, and well, some of them are fast.
How would you like to keep your cut and provide us with information whenever we see fit? And that lamplacks won't necessarily be causing you much of a problem in the future.
A far too cunning look crosses this child's face. Go and what action would you like to roll for this?
Kind of sway.
All right, go and roll your sway. This is a pretty controlled situation. So honestly, any fallout from dealing with children is not going to probably be too detrimental to you, but we'll see.
Wait, what is prowess? I've been sway. Okay. Full success.
Okay, so you got a partial success. The little girl's nodding her head. Oh, I'm listening. We're listening. What? Speak your piece.
We need to know about time, which lamplacks are in this area, the buildings in which they're going in and out of.
She nods. She nods her head. Oh, they want to know when they make collections.
You could say that, yeah.
She begins just laying it down. Well, they make collections on home day, right? Right the day after market day, every week. Same day, same time. They come here and they go mostly to the stores by the fishmongers is where they start, and then they make their way to the cutlery places and kind of gives you the layout of like their route. At the very end, they come and they start shaking down the little kings.
And is this look lying to me?
She's not lying.
Okay.
You're familiar with the face and the guile, but she's not lying.
All right. Well, that's been helpful. And they only have there been any times where they've come multiple times and not just on schedule?
There's been a few, but none too recently. She's lying.
Let's not feel their shit. No, I would not say that. None too recently. All right. All right. What did you say is the last time?
The last time, well, it's not home day now. But they were here 3 days ago. That was the last time they were here. Not a lie, it's a half-truth.
All right. All right.
If you're curious, this is the day of dust, so home day would be, 3 days hence.
It is. All right. Excellent. Excellent.
So you don't know what half-truth she is, but there's something she's not telling you. It's like a lie by omission. You know it's there, but you don't know specifically what.
You're good, kid. I look forward to working more in the future together.
Ah, me too. She kind of holds out her hand. A little something for my time.
Her deck of cards was like tattered, right?
Yeah, it was pretty busted. It's like various other decks that have just been pieced together, and a few like that are clearly hand drawn.
That potential kid. And I give her trick cards.
All right, so you just give her a hand of a deck of cards, and she looks at it, eyes kind of going wide with wonder at having something new enough, and all to herself, and she kind of grabs it and immediately it disappears into the various folds of her clothing. Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. I appreciate it.
I do not turn my back on them because the little freaking bastards. Back away, and I'm like, pleasure was mine. Continue with your doings. And I like back away, but my eyes are like on them because I don't trust those little effers. I go back and I tell the group information about home day, full of locations, and we've been around more recently lately, but there's some there's a little lies behind some words. I don't think anything to worry about.
Yeah, kids will be kids, but good work.
Future 66ers.
Hmm. As they grow up in their territory, we can protect them.
I mean, we have the factions that are the crows, and then we're under them technically, so we could have little shit for us.
Little shits for us.
Subcontractors.
Subcontract.
All they need is a guiding hand in the right direction.
Right?
I wouldn't
Teach them a
want
few
to
tricks
give
of the
one my
trade,
gun.
and what a wonderful thing it could be.
Nah. Yeah, I was definitely thinking about making the kid my PC after Anatoly goes.
That happened. That kid, that old PC ended up being they sent him through a ghost door. Like, we need you.
No.
It's like that. So they ended up making him a lurk that had the ghost power, the lurk ghost power. I can't remember what it's called, but I'm just getting flashbacks because it's another slide recruiting more kids.
The ghost veil.
Freaking Fagin.
TikTok the Pied Piper over here.
This is my Oliver Twist moment.
You say they feel like they're not quite full story.
There were some half truths. I was asking if Lamplocks come along more frequently than not, and
Nah,
There was some hesitation there, so just keep our
maybe
eyes
I
open a
will.
little bit.
Maybe I will hole up somewhere and take a look for a while. See how often these lampblacks actually do come around.
Could always find a nice little spot for an ambush.
Mm-hmm. That's a good idea. So
Well,
I think
I mean,
that's
if
what
we're
I'll
gonna
do.
make a name,
Yeah.
we might as well make a bang.
So you kind of want to keep an eye on the area and see if lampblacks are coming over more often.
Yep. As well, like try to find a good kind of central place to make a show if need be that we're the ones in town for this area.
Now, do you want to do this as a gang, or do you want to do this just Anatoly doing this independently?
What do you guys think?
As
I
a
was
gang?
talking independently, but it's up to
Oh,
you guys.
Yeah,
I can
just
totally
do it,
roll
man.
as a
Yeah,
gang.
that's cool.
Basically,
No,
do you
you-
want to make this a group action, or do you want to just make this an Anatoly action?
Anatoly action.
Yeah.
All right. So, what action are you using as you kind of just post up shop and start? Okay, this might be a little on the nose. As you start surveying the area.
Yeah, I will try survey. Oh, nope, that's study. Is it a risky position, controlled position, or desperate?
So, because of some things that I don't want to flat tell you, it's going to be just a risky position, even though you're
Alright.
kind of in the heart of your hunting grounds.
Mm-hmm.
Effect is normal.
Okay.
So I'll give you an extra dice as a devil's bargain if, but I'm gonna start a clock that the with a tick or two that the lampblacks are knowing that you're making moves.
Oh. Do I want to take the devil's bargain? Basically, am I open about it or am I stealthy about it, eh? Nah, I think I'm okay.
I have faith in you. Yeah, you got
Yeah.
this.
Let's roll a 3. I'm okay. Oh,
Hey!
shit. I
You
won
are
on a
very
6.
okay.
You really are okay.
Just love that it says, do it.
I did it.
You very quickly find out what the half-truth is on the children. The last time the lampblacks were here was definitely market day, but that was the last time they were here. They're here now.
Oh, shit.
So you're surveying the area, kind of looking for ambush points, like places where you could make a public display and like terrorize these poor citizens. And as you're looking around, you see just a collection of lampblacks just fucking basically shaking down anyone they come across. It's pretty clear that this is a show of force of some kind, because there's about a half dozen of them, and they're just going up to stalls and just stealing shit. If nobody has money, everybody's kind of like begging them to stop, like. And you know that they know that this isn't their territory anymore. This was gifted to you by the crows who are supposed to run this place. Now, granted, the lampblacks might not give a shit about that because they're kind of your enemies. And it's very clear that they don't give a shit about that because they're clearly your enemies. So yeah, the lampblacks are currently out in force in your territory, shaking people down as we speak.
Nikolai, we need a beast in the china shop.
Oh, right. Yes. Not a problem. Yeah, he'll just start marching off that way.
Alright, you see this group of lampblacks, immediately Anatoly just kind of like six beast on them, essentially. What are the rest of you doing at this point? I presume... Actually, this is a good point. So, what kind of plan are we going with here? Is this going to be another assault plan?
Oh shoot. It's-
Good
I
question.
think it's gonna be.
How we go.
I'm trying to find the options
I'm
again.
trying to
Assault,
remember where it is.
deception.
Sorry.
Well, I would say either
Shoot.
assault or stealth, but we're not trying to be. We're trying to make a name, and they're in our territory.
Yeah.
So, assault?
All right. My favorite.
Get the fuck out.
I enjoy assaulting people.
All right. All right, let's go do the engagement roll. We start as a base of 1. And let's go over major advantages. Is this operation particularly bold or daring? It's not particularly bold or daring. They're on your territory. You're going to make a show of them. That doesn't really expose a vulnerability. Doesn't really, no aid or insight. They're higher tier. Now this is a, what's the district modifier? District modifier. Okay, so, let's see. If you wanna add a dice, we can take an extra dice, but you'll have a ghost problem essentially.
Ooh, a ghost problem.
Cool. Bring it. I want to see a ghost problem.
All right.
Okay, so sometimes there's a lot of violence in this, and sometimes the angry dead will lash out in retaliation against that. Well, this is gonna be fun. You haven't dealt with the ghost yet. Okay, so that's going to leave us at 2 dice. Now let's go over disadvantages. Not overly complex. And they are higher tier than you, so that's just going to be a single dice. So will somebody roll a d6, please? 1 to 3 is a desperate situation. 4 to 5 is risky, and then 6 is controlled. Let's have
Somebody
Arvis
roll?
Yeah, I was about to say let's have like somebody roll if nobody volunteers, and a 3.
Sorry, guys.
You march over Nikolai, making your way through the streets, a head taller than most of the other people here, covered in tattoos, looking entirely... Also, everybody select your load if you want a light, moderate, or heavy load. Looking like you're about to do some very grim business. The lampblacks see you coming, and word is immediately spread. Weapons are drawn, knuckles are cracked, and it seems like a couple of more just seem to manifest at the end of various alleys, having split up to shake down other people nearby. It looks like it's going to be a fight on the streets. Who would like to go first? Keep in mind this is a desperate situation, so you will get experience on whatever attribute you use. So if you need some experience, this would be a great time to volunteer to go first. But understand that a desperate situation has very bad consequences if you get a partial success or fail.
Ooh. Yeah, I'll do it.
All right, sir.
So yeah, he will just he will march right up and look for a knot of the guys, a group of the lampblacks, and he'll just wade into them and start swinging. And I'll use not to be trifled with. That way I can engage a small gang on equal footing.
All right, so you just literally march up to like this big group of like just 6 or more. It's about 8 or 9 at this point, because some of them are just kind of coming in from the alleys, and you just start throwing punches, bro. Just like,
Yep.
all right, this is going to be a desperate situation.
Yeah, no warning. He just wades in and starts swinging. Is that 1 stress or 2
It's 2 stress.
when you use your?
Yeah. Whenever you
2
push
stress.
yourself, it's 2.
Okay.
Now you'll be this is still a desperate situation. Your effect will be greater because you're fighting on equal terms, but they do outnumber you a bit. So I'm gonna add a private clock just to dictate fighting the group.
Right. Let's see. Does using a weapon improve things for me or anything?
If you use a fine weapon,
Uh-huh.
that would put you at tier 1, but they're base tier 2. So it wouldn't be an incredible improvement yet.
Oh, okay. All right. So it may not be worth doing. All right.
Oh, it's worth doing. You just it's the effect that matters. Now, it's the effect that matters, but you still have a normal effect instead of a great effect because of your ability. Because normally it would be a desperate situation with limited effect, but now it's a desperate situation with a regular effect, standard effect.
If I use a weapon, it is?
No, I mean just for you pushing yourself to not
Oh,
be
okay.
trifled with.
All right. Yep.
My apologies.
All right, then I'll roll skirmish, I guess. Yeah.
All right, yeah, just go for it. You're just immediately charging in. Fucking fists are flying, weapons are going off.
Oh.
They've got pistols and billy clubs and all kinds of stuff, and you're just throw. Oh, doesn't matter.
There it is. Caution to
Nice.
the wind. He's going in.
Boxcars.
We got the 66 guys.
Critical success. Very nice.
We did the
Nice.
thing.
On a desperate, too.
Yeah.
Oh, this fucking clock is gonna get filled so fast. Holy shit. Yeah, like you just start going in and you can just feel the adrenaline running through your veins. And even though they see you coming, they are not prepared. Just immediately the first punch sends one flying to the ground. A backhanded hammer blow sends another just skirting across the streets. More and more fucking lamplects are coming in from the alleys and like swarming you, but you are just a typhoon of anger and fisticuffs right now. Fucking doing some work. Like,
Yeah. No lamp blocks in this neighborhood. Just start laying into him.
all right.
Let's see. And you said there's a big gang of them or gaggle of them?
Yeah, like there's 6 like in the group you were fighting, but there's more coming in from the alleys, so there's about a dozen in total.
My comrades aren't really next to me, so I'm gonna go ahead and use that rage essence.
Okay.
So it says greatly enhances your strength, resistance to pain, and irrational aggression.
All right. So
So-
once more, you take the rage essence. This one's not as wild as the one that was shoved into your face about a week ago. But your muscles tighten, your veins pop, your skin turns a little red as just the rage fills you, and this alchemical haze just lowers like a veil over your sight, and you don't feel as much. The only thing you have right now is anger at these motherfuckers on your turf, and you are so kicking them the fuck out.
Awesome. All right, I think that's it for me then. I think you have the one action, yeah?
Yeah, who would like to go next?
Okay.
Oi. I'll try to see if there's anybody around, kind of like getting away from the melee.
Even with
And
how crazy
hmm.
Nikolai is, like they still have the numbers advantage, so they're still very much just like flooding the area. Nobody's trying to get away yet.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't mean like running out of the area in fear. I meant just like not part of the active brawl.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of
Trying to
once the
pick off
fighting
that.
starts, like a lot of the nearby like citizenry, they're just some are like shockingly looked, but a lot of them are just getting out.
Yeah. Um. Oh, I like this. Everyone who's trying to get out, I'm going to start shooting in a way that will like funnel them towards the quickest way out. So like let's say they're running the wrong way, I'll shoot and like hit a wall next to them so they're scared that they might be getting into fire, and so they'll go somewhere else, and I'll just try to like funnel them the quickest way out of the danger as quickly as possible.
Okay. Nikolai, if you haven't marked an experience for your prowess, go and do so now, because that was a desperate.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's like this is the one experience you immediately mark. Anatoly, you're still in a pretty desperate situation. The throng of people trying to get away is pretty thick, so you are firing into a crowd. The problem you're going to be facing is great as a fire, like as an armsman as you are. There's still a pretty high chance you're gonna hurt people.
Nick somebody, yeah.
All right, so go and roll your action, sir.
I'm gonna try to roll hunt. It is a desperate situation. Effect is standard?
The effect is standard, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Desperate situation, effect standard, no extra dice. It's an action. Oi! At least I got a 5.
You did get a 5. You go and mark a experience for your attribute for hunt, because this was a desperate situation. So you immediately start shooting in.
Yes, an insight.
Yeah, you immediately start shooting into the crowds, doing your best not to hit anyone. They do start dispersing in the direction you want. However, by the time the gun smoke clears, the sounds of fighting's cleared. There are bodies, not on the ground, not moving. A couple of your shots went a little wide. A couple of citizens no longer breathing.
Oh. At least it'll tell them don't go this way.
You stop. You turn your musket from the side to actual straight up, and then. All right, so yeah, fucking Nikolai is swinging, Anatoly's firing, groups are dispersing, a couple of people are just falling dead from the gunshots. You could kind of tell that Anatoly was not trying to do that, but just the throng of people and all the chaos, it's just a little too much right now. Who would like to go next? Drav or Arvis?
I think I'll go.
All right, Echo.
So seeing that Nikolai is kind of getting swarmed, I'm gonna try and slip around like the outsides and pick off one of the latecomers to the party. See if I can sneak up on him and kind of catch him in the side.
Sort of intercepting the people coming from the alleys, the lampblacks coming from the alleys, trying to join the fight.
Yep, trying to pick off a straggler.
Yeah, you just disappear into the shadows. All right, go and roll your action.
So I have a quick question about one of my items. So for my cloak, it says that it improves your effect level when you sneak around.
Yes.
Would that apply to like any prowl roll, pretty much, as long as I'm either sneaking or like ambushing?
Yeah, it could. Mostly for sneaking, less so for like actually dealing murder damage, or just damage in general. But yeah, it's gonna be harder for them to spot.
Because I was asking about that because for prowl it says you might attack someone from hiding with a backstab or blackjack.
Yeah. So it would certainly help. And that's definitely what you're doing. You definitely sound like you're gonna be prowling.
Oh yeah. All right. So is this risky or desperate?
This is still desperate.
Still desperate. Okay.
So mark your experience.
Okay. Yay, that gives me a point. And since I filled that up, I would be able to apply that point, correct?
Yes.
Alright, it just wouldn't
Nice.
apply to this roll.
Just remember, you can't raise anything above 3 right now.
Right, I'm just saying it because I wanted to improve my prowl to 3.
Yeah, go ahead. Like, I don't
so
know. I don't know offhand if that's how if it works immediately, but let's go ahead and just say it does.
Oh, cool. Then I'll go ahead and take prowl. I'll clear those. Alright. Roll prowl modifier is 3. Or no, it's... Should just roll normally now. I don't know if I set that up right or not.
Ooh, nice.
Hey. Yeah, you just kind of sink into the shadows. Your fine shadow cloak just up, blending you in with all the suit and all the chaos. It's pretty easy for you to just get behind a few of the lampblacks that are making their way. Go and mark whatever. What weapon are you using? Go and mark it on your sheet.
In this instance, yep, I'd definitely be using a blade. Or 2.
Okay. So yeah, a couple of these lampblacks they start moving close, and next thing you know, out of the shadows, there's just a glint of steel, and bodies begin dropping as the blades puncture between their ribs, and you leave them gasping. And it was pretty close to a crit.
So in that instance, what would happen if you got triple sixes?
You can only there's no like super crit. It would just be a crit.
Okay, got it.
But it'd be pretty cool if you did.
I think I rolled that wrong. It was supposed to be, because if it increases the effect level, it should have been to great effect, not standard. Oh well.
Oh, this is standard effect because it should have been limited effect. But Nikolai is using an ability. He's pushing himself for the not to be trifled with, so that's why he gets standard effect. Because you're still you're still outnumbered, and because they outgear you and they outnumber you, that reduces your effect down to very limited. But I increased it to standard because of the cloak.
Oh, okay, cool. Thank you.
All right, so yeah, like the people kind of watching from the outside, like Anatoly, TikTok. Less so Nikolai, because Nikolai is just fueled by rage right now and in the middle of a fight himself. You can just watch as Arvis makes his way through the shadows, stabbing and dropping people. And in all this chaos, as a beautiful bruised boy standing in this torrent of violence, we find TikTok. And TikTok,
What time
you're
of
on the
day is
clock.
it?
Well, it's
What time of day is it?
it's dark because there is no sun in the setting.
Ah, cool. Then I would like to act like one of the panicked citizens with a lantern running around as I walk by or run by chaos that's happening between Nikolai and these lampblacks. I would like to throw that lantern down to separate the crowd so he's not being overwhelmed. Like, act as if I trip and like the lamp breaks and there's like fire and stuff, if that's possible. But I think there's
Like a
oil
Molotov?
lanterns. Basically, I want to try to like split their group so that Nikolai is not overwhelmed, but I also don't want to be in the thick of it.
All right, so like, yeah, like there's oil lanterns everywhere. Guys, the electroplasmic lamps are pretty common, but there's still people who use like candles. There's still people who use like old oil lamps. So you just kind of grab one and just chuck it at a food stall because there's not really a lot of tinder here. Go ahead and what ability would you like to use? What action?
I don't know what that would be. Maybe survey, I get. Like I'm looking at the area and I do that, or it'd be something more like wreck.
Rec would be pretty good, yeah. It would certainly give you a better effect
okay.
than the survey would.
Right. Cool. Let's,
So you're not going to be in a desperate situation for this. You're going to
totally
be in
fine.
you're going to be in a risky situation with a standard effect.
Perfect.
So I'll give you a devil's bargain. Oh, never mind, I won't, because fuck you. Nice.
Sorry, I went too quick. Sorry.
No, it's good. Like the sixes are flowing, and that's always nice because that's the only way to not get like kind of screwed a little bit. So yeah, you just grab one of these oil lanterns. You kind of look around for like just a couple of the food carts and other various knickknack stalls that just plague this area, and you just find one that's kind of between the oncoming lampblacks and the fighting lampblacks, and you just chuck it and just whoosh, goes up in flames. The smell of meat cooking immediately fills your air, and by meat I mean it's mostly like algae and bugs and stuff from this food hawker.
Mm.
And in the distance, you just hear "No, my algaes," because cabbages aren't a thing in the setting.
Oh.
All right, you
That's
have
silly.
separated the two. You've separated the reinforcements from the lampblacks fighting Nikolai, which is going to make his situation considerably easier. As this is happening, people are panicking and fleeing. You can hear grunts and shouts of people trying to fight upstream, like some crazed fish fighting this river of people. And you can see a few of the tall constable hats of bluecoats trying to kind of make their way to the area, but they're having very, very little success considering the throng of people that are fleeing the violence and the death. Who would like to go next? Everybody's kind of gone. Everybody's kind of taken a pass, so it's anybody's game. Who wants to go now?
Again?
Okay, Nikolai the Beast.
All right. So, since I pushed myself, if I want to keep that going, do I have to push myself again?
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck it. I'm gonna do it again.
All right, you're in a
And
risky
then,
position now instead of a desperate.
Yep. And then again, hopped up on Colombian Rage Powder. He will wade into them again and just start thrashing around.
I give him a bonus dice by giving stress.
Yeah, you can take a help action to you take a stress. And
Oh,
you
nice.
Just describe how you help him.
Maybe so by the flames being behind all the people, it outlines them more, so it's easier for him to see his targets, and just like the flames are mirrored in his eyes, and that rage is just amplified.
Nice.
Sure. Okay. Go ahead and take a stress. And Nikolai, you have an extra dice.
All right. And effect is still standard.
This effect would actually let's see. You have rage essence. This would actually have great effect.
Great effect. There we go. Risky, great effect. And roll. Oh, thank you for the help. I needed that 6.
I had a feeling.
That clock was supposed to be private, but I accidentally made it public, but oh well. So, fists are flying. Fucking Nikolai's just dropping people. Everybody's panicking and running. Most of the lampblacks are now like curled up in pain. There's only a few kind of nearby, and they're starting to get panic in their eyes as they see this fucking massive fucking tattooed motherfucker just dropping all of their friends. And yeah, they're starting to lose their will to fight. A few of the corpses are on the ground growing cold, some of them shot, some of them broken in other ways. Some even trampled by the fleeing crowd. And that leaves one of our other 3 scoundrels to act.
Hey, can I have, as part of the planning stage, just a flashback moment where we didn't have much time to plan, honestly. but could have found an escape route real quick. Just as I was surveying the area and noticed that these guys were beaten up on the citizenry.
All right, so we flash back to when you were surveying, looking for the lampblacks. You weren't just looking for the lampblacks. You were looking for, if we were going to encounter them here, how would we get away? Alleyways and mezzanines and places you can climb or sink into. That doesn't seem overly complicated. Go and take a stress.
Okay.
And what would you like to roll? What action would you like to take?
Okay, so everyone's fleeing. Nikolai has
This is for the flashback specifically. The
flashback specifically?
yeah. So what was the action you would roll as part of this flashback?
Survey.
Yeah,
I
so
believe.
another surveillance. Okay.
Yeah, I believe.
I want to give Devil's Bargains, but I can't really
Um,
think of one right now. So it's like, huh. Like, how do I make this worse? It's pretty bad already. This is gonna be
Devil's
like
bargain. Could I be like setting up a way for citizens to flee through this way too? I'm not sure.
So I'll give you Devil Bargain. You know a way to escape, but you
Mhm.
don't know where it leads to. And that's an important part of it.
That's true. Yeah, that's fair. Okay. I'll take that bargain. Let's get risky. Alright, is position risky or desperate?
This is just a risky. Because this was flashback.
Okay.
This was before
Standard?
the fighting, yeah.
Yeah, standard effect then?
Yes.
Okay. Man, I can't roll sixes.
You find an old street that leads into some of the tunnels in the foundations of the city. You know from your vice that these tunnels could be maze-like. Most of them are used to grow mushrooms or store things. So it's a great place to get lost. But there are other things down there.
Ooh.
Arvis,
Spooky things.
Arvis and Drav, as you guys are fighting and the violence is flowing and the blood is spilling, already the crows circle high in the sky looking for the bodies that are already here. And in this moment, there's almost a pause, as if the very world holds its breath for just a moment. And everything goes cold. Shivers run up your spine, fists seem to freeze in place. And rising up from the streets, this miasma manifests. It shapes itself into a twisted and gnarled thing of horror. You can't move. You can't act. For in the presence of this spirit, you are nothing. So you remember that ghost we gave you a dice for?
Yeah.
So you've mostly been fighting small fries, thugs. When you fight supernatural, there's skilled opponents. There's grunts, what you've been fighting now. There's skilled opponents and there's masters. You haven't really fought anything skilled yet. This is a supernatural effect, so if you've noticed, the world kind of reacts to what you're doing, but when you start fighting skilled and supernatural stuff, you're reacting to what they're doing. You are frozen in fear. The only way you can act now is to make a resistance roll to shake that fear off, which is going to cause stress. Otherwise, this ghost is going to act in impunity. This dark miasma that's already starting to build itself a shape from blood and dead flesh from the rubble and the fire around it. Trav and Orvis, which one of you would like to go first?
I guess we'll keep the turn order, and I guess I'll go.
Yeah.
It's not really a turn order here, but
No, I know.
Alright.
Really quick before he goes. So this is a spirit or a ghost that's coming into form.
it's a ghost
nice?
that's manifested. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Drawn to the violence and the bloodshed. So close to where it had died. Okay, Arvis, would you like to act, or would you like to be frozen in fear?
Definitely gonna try and act. So,
Alright.
what kind of resistance roll do I need to do?
Let's see. Let's see. I believe it's going to be a resolve.
I was hoping you weren't gonna say that. All right. This is gonna suck.
So you can't fail these rolls. This just determines how much stress it takes to resist the effect. So it's going to be...
the lower is better.
No, the higher the better. Because to resist, it costs 6 stress minus what you roll. So if you roll a 6, it costs 0 stress. But if you roll a 1, it costs 5.
Okay, roll high. Got it. No.
It costs... You take 4 stress.
Okay.
Yeah, ghosts don't fuck around, dude.
Does spirit being charmed do anything?
It would make the ghost want to avoid you, but it's not it's not going to be a get out of ghost free card.
Gotcha.
Okay, Arvis, did you mark your 4 stress?
I did.
All right.
I'm basically back to where I started.
All right, you kind of feel this fear, and you see this ghost starting to just draw itself into action, and you shake it off, resolve kind of clamping down, and you're able to act. Though you are now in a desperate situation.
Oh boy. I'm assuming everybody in the area is also affected, including the Lamplax.
Yes.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can basically stab one more of the Lamplax, and I think it's time to go. So while they're distracted, I'm gonna see if I can stab another one in the back.
All right, you just I presume you're going to prowl, but feel free to correct me.
Yes, sir.
All right, so go and roll it as you just kind of shake off this effect, and you're just like going to leave a few more bodies on your way to hopefully that escape route that was so conveniently found last action.
And you said this was desperate?
This is a desperate action, so you would mark your experience.
Okay.
Could be worse. It could have been a demon.
Very true. And pushing yourself is 2 more stress, correct?
It's 2 stress, yes. It gives you an extra die.
Let's go ahead and do that. And that's why I did it.
Damn, the 6s are flowing, dude. All
so
right.
are 1s and 2s now all of a sudden, though.
So with a few quick jabs of the knife, all of the Lamplax that were separated on this side of the fire have been dispatched. The ghost itself is beginning to wade into anything nearby. Lamplax, Nikolai, TikTok, the usual suspects. You have your wits about you now. You're the first one to act. And now that your part of the murdering is done, or the culling, or whatever you would like to choose, hopefully soon you can make your exit. Drav.
Would also not like to be frozen here.
Yeah, you could feel that fear seep into your bones. You're frozen as this thing is manifested before you. Feel free to roll resolve if you would like to act. Okay, you resist it entirely. Costs 0 stress. Maybe it's not your first ghost. Maybe it's not your first supernatural anything. Because just, I guess with a clinch of your jaw, you shake this off as if you're used to it.
Try to perceive feelings. So what would attune do? Especially since there's a ghost present.
So attuning is attuning to the ghost field and doing silly things.
Gotcha.
You could try to affect it. If you mouse over it, I'll just read it offhand. So when you attune, you open your mind to the ghost field or channel nearby ectoplasmic energy through your body. So you might communicate with a ghost or understand aspects of spectrology. You could try to perceive beyond sight in order to better understand your situation, but surveying might be better. Now, the Whisper has an ability where they can actually use attune to summon a ghost and tell it to do things, but your Whisper is not here right now.
Okay. That's more my, I guess my question was if it's ghost field or if the ghost was there, if you could communicate with it and have it do stuff. But it seems like
You can
it's more of like a
try.
gift that the whisper does.
Yeah, you could
Gotcha.
try because I mean, as long as you push yourself, you at least have a 50% chance of succeeding on something. But you can certainly try to attune to the ghost field and make this ghost go away if you'd so like.
Part of me wants to do that, and part of me wants to do something else. Part of me before I thought attune was thinking of looking to see if does this area be clear now, like the citizens, or is that part of the clock? Citizens flee.
It's part of the clock. Specifically, getting the citizens to flee in a way that deters any reinforcements or the blue coats is kind of what that is.
Are the kids a part of the citizens?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, those kids are so fucking gone right now, dude.
Okay, cool. That helps me choose. Then I'm gonna try that attune thing, and I'm gonna myself.
All right, so you reach out to connect with the ghost field, this sort of realm of the dead that has now overlapped the material.
So that's 2 stress.
Yep, 2 stress if you would like to push yourself to give yourself a dice. Now,
Push myself.
what exactly are you trying to do with your attunement?
I want to try to communicate and say, this is, and I have the Spirit Bane charm, just in case. I want to try to be like, we are not the ones to harm. Go back to your resting place. Calm. Something like.
My mental images is
Kinda.
Anatoly's in the corner, like, I know that ghost. He rode me 3 weeks ago.
Oh yeah.
All right, go and roll it, sir. So I'll give you a devil's bargain.
Risky.
I'll give you a devil. Oh, it's gonna be desperate. I'll give you a devil's bargain. I'll give you an extra dice. But the ghost is going to pull you into the ghost field.
Ooh. So if I fail, he pulls me in?
No, it's just going to happen regardless of the outcome.
Oh. Oh. No, I'm not gonna do it.
Okay.
I don't know what the ghost field is, and that scares me.
It's the memory
desperate
of what was.
And standard.
It's desperate limited.
Desperate limited. Okay. Oh. Oh. No.
It's weird because it marked you as failure, but you have a 4, which is not a failure. Oh, you rolled.
Maybe.
You pushed yourself. You have 1 dice. You forgot to put your. Roll it again, but when the thing pops up, put your bonus dice to 1. Because it doesn't automatically calculate the pushing yourself. Yeah, so go ahead and just roll that again.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
The number of dice 1.
Yeah, just put bonus dice on 1. Okay, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try it.
Still 2.
Hold on, I'm gonna see if.
I do have a good shot, so I have 1 less dice.
Okay, that's probably why.
4 still should have counted, right?
Yeah, this isn't an affected roll, so just manually roll a d6 for me. I'm not gonna have your gut shot affect your attunement. Well, we still failed.
Yep. It's just rubbing in certain wound.
Yeah, the Discord
Don't
servers are not happy with us right now because my ping's been like 500 or 300 all night and roboting pretty bad. All right, so you attune to the ghost field and tell this ghost to be gone. And immediately, it turns its attention to you.
Of course it does.
All of the smoke and blood that's sort of orbiting around this miasmic effect, you can vaguely see a figure, a shadow of an old man, face twisted in anger and rage. It lunges at you. You can feel it tearing, not at your flesh. It tears at something deeper. Something so intimate that you've never felt this violated in your entire life. It's as if your very being, your very soul, is being removed, pushed aside, as this ghost attempts to possess you. So, who would like to go next? Anatoly and Nikolai are still frozen in fear.
No.
Is there any way to fight these things? Like with, I don't know, arcane implements or...
So, I'm going to open up a Nikolai sheet.
Okay.
So Spirit Bane charms help a little bit. Because that they just prefer to avoid it, but you've actively got this ghost ire, so Spirit Bane charms not enough to really go away. Arcane implements are vial of quicksilver, a patch of black salt, a spirit anchor in the form of a small stone, or a spirit bottle. Now, spirit bottles allow you to put ghosts inside of them, but you don't. You have to force the ghost in it. And the easiest way to do that is a specific item that a Whisper has called an let's see, where is it? A lightning hook, which is basically an ectoplasmic, essentially noose that you wrap around a ghost and then you shove them into a spirit bottle. Now, as Nikolai, you can try to attune to the ghost and get it to leave your friend and enter the bottle, or use whatever means you can, but that has its own risks. But you do have a spirit bottle in arcane implements.
Okay. It seems like that's more like a thing that the Whisper would do. we don't have a whisper. Right? We have a slide.
We don't have a whisper.
Hunter.
Azra is the whisper.
Okay.
Not yet. I have a plan. Not a good
Alright.
plan, but a plan.
Yeah, I'm. Nikolai doesn't know what else to do, so he'll take the Spirit Bane charm out. It's like on a necklace that he wears around his neck, and he'll kiss it and then wrap the chain of the Spirit Bane charm around the ghost bottle, and he will try to attune with the spirit and get it into the spirit bottle.
But
I
before
don't
we
even
do
know
that,
what I roll.
Before we do
Yeah.
that, you need to make a resistance roll to act. Because you're frozen in
Okay.
fear right now. So go ahead and roll your resolve.
Right.
Resolve. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
Go and give
And
yourself
just a regular roll.
I'm just gonna go ahead. I don't know if this is correct, and I honestly don't care. I'm gonna give you a bonus dice just because you're all rage essence out. So, just
Gotcha.
yeah, the alchemy from your rage essence is gonna help you just not care as much. So give yourself a bonus dice on this resistance roll. Okay, so you suffer three stress.
Ah! Oh, that's not good.
This is perfect. This is perfect. Okay.
Okay.
Could have been worse. You could roll the 2.
Yeah. All right. I am highly stressed now.
I'm feeling a solid 8 out of 9.
Yeah,
Oh,
exactly
no.
right. And then oh gosh, what do you roll to attune to the bottle?
Just roll attunement.
Okay, where's that at?
Would anybody like
And
to
then
help this
resolve.
gentleman?
Oh my god, attunement? I have no dots. Oh no.
Yeah, I had no doubts either, man.
It's like, what are you doing? I will, yes. I will try to help.
Does anybody have attunement?
I have
No.
one.
The whisper.
You
Oh
fool.
my gosh.
You fool.
So with 0 dots, that just gets me to +0, right?
No, it gives you the +1 now. Anatoly, how are you helping him? You're just
I'll be, basically running towards him. Having no idea that he's, like, I get what he's trying to do, and I'm, like, yelling my experiences of being possessed. Thinking that maybe that'll help him. It's a bit desperate, but
Right.
maybe that'll help him.
Anatoly, go ahead and give me a resistance roll.
Yeah,
'Cause
that's resolve, right?
Yeah, just resolve.
Okay. Nothing else? Roll. Ooh, 5 stress. Jesus Christ.
This went sideways real quick.
Ghosts are bad.
So you still
Ghosts
want to
are
help
bad
us?
when you don't have a whisper and whisper tools. Just
And second thought,
just
couldn't
imagine.
we have just run away?
No, you got this. You got this. It's fine. Anatoly's like breathing heavily into the mic. The stress is getting to him. All right.
So let's all leave driving then.
So Anatoly, you shake it off. Like, let's see. You know what, Anatoly?
A
Hold
little
on.
traumatic.
I'm gonna be. I might not necessarily do this permanently, but go and roll one more dice. Just because this is your vice. Like, you deal with ghosts on a pretty regularly basis. Okay, you take no stress. Not gonna do this every time a ghost shows up, but I feel like for this time, like, you literally just indulged. You literally just got possessed. You're seeing your friend Drav undergo the effects of an attempted possession. And then you see Nikolai just
Yeah.
trying to deal with it, and you're just
Oh.
rushing and giving him advice. All right, so Nikolai, yeah, you have a bonus dice.
All right. Okay, so that gives me a bonus dice.
So I'll give you a devil's bargain.
Oh, okay, I'll take it.
Rank.
Jesus.
I didn't even know you rolled. So you're going. I'll give you an extra dice. But dealing with a ghost so nonchalantly, wresting it from your friend, it's going to scorch your soul a little bit. So you're going to take a level 2 wound called Soul Scorched.
That sounds terrible, but okay.
I mean, it's a level 2 wound. So go and add that, and then you will have an extra die. So go and just roll a d6.
Oh, close. So /RD6.
All right, so fueled with rage essence, getting information from Totally how to forcibly handle this ghost, you with a spirit bane charmed, a ghost bottle, and whatever gumption you can, you're just wrestling with Drav and by extension this ghost, and through a feat of nearly like superhuman luck or prowess, Drav starts coughing up this ectoplasmic miasma that was rushing into him, and it begins to fill the ghost bottle.
Why are you always trying to hit me?
Because you do stupid things.
But sadly,
And I'll help fill
as
the bottle.
sorry, as
We
this
need to go.
happens, your hands go like numb, Nikolai, and you just feel cold, like something deep in you. Because while you're basically while you're putting this thing in the bottle, like it's clawing at you, it's lashing out. You can just hear a scream that shadows all the windows nearby. But you grit your teeth, blood oozing from just like a dozen cuts on you from the fight, and you get the ghost in there, but you feel like something that you can't see was hurt. Something was wounded in the action.
Ooh.
Your
Are you
rage
okay?
essence disappears and replaced by just numb.
Maybe I should take that bottle.
Oh, please get this thing
Yes.
away from me.
And I'll swipe the bottle. We need to go.
Yes, yes.
I have a path.
And if there are any people still around, Nikolai will throw up the 66 as we
There we
as
go.
we leave
Yeah.
the
The
square.
boxcars.
Just throwing up gang
Yep.
signs.
Yep,
Leaders of
absolutely.
Lampbacks and spirits.
And as everybody's getting ready to like head into a nearby street that you know leads into the undercroft of this particular district, you get one last glance around. The chaos, the dead lampblacks, the dead citizenry, the crows cawing in the distance, the broken windows, and the ice over everything. You're pretty sure that whoever's here is fucking terrified. And you disappear down into the undercroft of the city. I need like 1 minute, guys. I'll be right back.
Okie doke.
It's an emergency pee.
Is it microphone? I thought I heard something. I heard like fluid.
Yeah, it's an emergency pee.
Mm.
I think I heard it too there. I think it's the background music.
Yeah.
But I think I heard it.
That music
Yeah.
has like freaked me out once or twice. Like I hear like a door creak or something, and I like look over.
Got you a little paranoid with the ghost going on?
Well, especially I'm the only one here right now, so
Wow. It's spooky.
spooky, spooky.
I wonder if spray paint is a thing.
You're just
I
gonna
have
tag
something
up the
called
wall.
If so, we need to get some for those kids.
I have something called
Have a-
electroplasmic ammunition. So
Oh my gosh.
Have 'em
That
start,
sounds cool.
Have them start tagging the neighborhood with 66.
Yes. If they have electroplasmic lamps, and like how you said you had your stuff, I don't see why we couldn't have like glowing paint.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm back.
How was your pee?
It was much, much needed because I have to drink a lot on these sessions, and I'm diabetic, so it's like, ah.
Flows right through, yeah.
I wonder if your ammo works on ghosts.
I have electroplasmic ammunition.
Yeah, that
That's something.
would have been a great thing to use.
Now I know. But also, it's almost my turn. Anyways,
Ghosts
we're booking
themselves
it.
aren't the worst. It's mostly just resistance rolls that are a pain. You only really took it's a bunch of stress and like a wound.
Yeah. Cool.
But I gotta make them terrifying because they're freaking ghosts.
Oh yeah.
All right, so you disappear down into the undercroft, following the path that Anatoly had scouted briefly. He doesn't know where it comes out, but he knows it leads down into the maze, leading somewhere. Anatoly, what are you doing?
Yeah. I'm basically just holding the bottle and just marching my way through, trying to get through this as fast as we can, somewhere out.
The hum of the bottle just vibrates in your hand, and you can feel a cold coming from it. Inside this implement of frosted glass and silver, you can see the miasma raging against the confines. Let me check Nikolai's wound. It's marked correctly.
Yay!
Maybe you can control me one day, but not today.
From your vice, you know enough that the reclaimed are ghosts that have maintained their sanity, but most ghosts, after time, go quite mad. And this may be one of those.
Probably.
All right.
How do we dispose of a ghost? I'm sure Salia will know.
You do conveniently have a very good vice preparer for this kind of thing.
Yeah.
All right, so you're in the tunnels. Anatoly, how do you lead them to safety? Your group is... I mean, honestly, they're not the worse for wear outside of a little bit of damage that Nikolai took. But there's a clamminess to them, a paleness that you know this was a stressful situation for everyone involved.
Yeah, as if they're very stressed.
Especially Nikolai. Hey, look on the bright side. Trauma is an experience trigger. So if you get a trauma, you have another way to get experience.
Oh, good. I'm gonna do the maze thing and just put my hand on one side of the wall and just keep on marching forward. Eventually, we'll find our way out.
All right. So what action would you like to use?
I'd like to be selfish and use survey again.
Sure.
But does that make sense in the way?
As long as it makes sense in the fiction, because you're reading the maze, you're carefully tracking your progress, and you're looking for like, clues of escape. So survey's fine. As long as you're not like doing the same action with the same thing every time. As long as the fiction changes, it's fine to repeat actions.
Right. May I push myself? It's pretty stressed. It's a pretty stressful situation right now. So I'd like to push myself.
All right. Yeah, this is a risky situation because there's still a lot of chaos going around. So risky standard, go and push yourself.
So that's an extra die?
Yes.
Okay.
I know you wouldn't have been pushing yourself if you actually took that 5 stress.
Yeah, probably wouldn't have been. How much stress is it? 1 or 2?
2 to push yourself.
2. Okay.
So Anatoly
Thank you.
slowly makes his way through the maze, and you all follow him. The chaos of the assault and the resulting ghost fades. You can hear the whistles of bluecoats as they arrive. The cawing of the Death Seeker crows also disappears. And you, after some time, find yourself in an old warehouse. Looking around at people as they go about their day to day. This is a lamp black warehouse, specifically.
I knew you were gonna say that. I was just waiting for it. I was like, do not.
Do not.
They haven't seen you,
Oh shit.
but this is basically they're making something. Certain alchemies interacting with each other, caustic fumes arising from boiling vats, and everywhere there's workers protected by lamp blacks. You know where the exits are. You're pretty sure you can get there. Perhaps this would be a good time for Echo to lead a group action to sneak out, if you so choose. Or perhaps you have other things in mind, now that you're in the heart of one of the lamp blacks' dealings.
Would this be considered turf?
This could be considered turf, but given the situation of everything, it might not be a good time to start claiming turf.
Yeah, I'm one stress away from trauma.
I got 3, so
My gosh.
I say sneaky, sneaky.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Lead it.
Alright.
Lead it, my man. Lead it.
So, Arvis, would you like to lead a group action prowl?
Yes.
I will give him an extra
So
die.
this isn't how group actions work.
Oh, I didn't know. Sorry.
So Arvis is going to lead the stealth action. Everybody's going to roll their prowl, and we're going to take the highest roll. For every 1 to 3 that's rolled, Arvis will gain 1 stress.
Oh, gotcha.
The sneaky potion will help you. It will increase the effect for sure. But this would still be a group
Then
action. Yeah.
I definitely use the potion then.
Like I assume I would presume you would communicate like, hey, stick close to me, right?
Yep.
All right, so
Stay close. Stay quiet.
So it's risky. Great.
just risky standard. The effect doesn't matter super much
Okay.
right now.
Doesn't really matter.
Yeah, like
Okie dokie.
as long as you pass this, you're pretty much escaping. Everybody roll.
Holy
Yes.
moly.
I mean,
TikTok, Nikolai, Anatoly,
Yes!
and Arvis.
Yes!
That's 3 6s and a 4. Oh!
which means Arvis takes no fucking stress at all.
Let's
Go, Arvis, go!
Thank you all so much for that.
Thank goodness for everybody taking at least 1 dot in prowl.
God, can you imagine if 3 people rolled 1 3s? Poor Arvis, just trauma.
It's collapsed.
He's like, I hate you all. You all suck.
So, in the depths of this warehouse, you start making your way behind boxes and barrels. Every once in a while, somebody will come by with a crate of alchemicals and set them down, and you have to hide in the shadows. Every once in a while, you see a patrol of a lamp black, and you get out of the way. But after several minutes, you find yourself slipping out of a side door, and once more in the streets of Miser's Row. Freedom. You have successfully completed your objective to cause... You know what? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say the citizenry is pretty fucking terrified of what you did.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
The 66ers had caused chaos in the streets. The citizens are terrified. The Death Seeker crows are circling. Another day in the den of Crowsfoot. As you make your way back to your rail cart, it isn't probably the merriment of a successful mission. No congratulations, no hoarding the coin. It's just that moment where everybody's sitting in the carriage, just blankly staring into the middle distance as they each deal with their own stress and trauma from what just occurred. But finally you find yourself back home, back in the comforts of the 66. A bottle of cheap wine is opened, and the drinking begins. And that's where we end our session for tonight, with more downtime action stuff coming next session.
Yeah.